First up is the episode Karen 2.0, and as all of you guys know, Plankton over here has a computer wife. Dude, imagine being that desperate that you need to marry a computer. But anyways, the episode has two mistakes. Here's the first one. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
I hope this works. Oh, Karen.
So the first mistake is kind of a weird one, and you guys definitely need to pay attention so it makes sense, okay? But at one point in the episode, we see Plankton go and put a battery inside Karen Classic, the original Karen. So this tells us that Karen needs a battery in order for her to work outside of the chum bucket because she can't be plugged in, she needs a battery. But here's the issue, right? When he opens the battery hole to put a new battery in, there's no battery inside. So before this, when we seen original classic Karen moving around, how is she moving around? She needs a battery to work, but there was never a battery inside of her to begin with. So a little bit of a weird continuity error here. It's not that big of a deal, but this other error is really bad.
You glorified toaster oven, you poor excuse for a housewife.
Did ya catch it? Well, during this scene where Incidental 107 and this blue version of Fred are standing together, when Fred blinks, his eyelids are the wrong color. And it's kind of funny, guys, because when it comes to this character, Fred, there's two different versions of him. There's the brown version and the blue version. So when Fred was blinking here, I think the animators messed up and used the brown version's eyelids. I don't know, it's whatever. But let's move over to another episode, guys, and stay tuned because I've got some crazy mistakes.
Cheers.
Oh, did you hear that? Someone somewhere just dropped a penny.
Penny? Where?
Our next episode with tons of mistakes is the episode Face Freeze. Here's the first mistake, guys. It's not too bad, but it's also pretty bad at the same time. Take a look.
Onion juice! Ah!
Come on, SpongeBob, chop chop!
Okay.
This first one is very easy to miss, to be honest. Like, I had a hard time finding it, and I'm sure our editor even had a bit of a hard time finding it. But when Squidward ducks behind the wall after saying chop chop, our dude is clipping through the wall. He's just going through it, and just, yeah, look at this zoom in. That is a bad mistake, Squidward. You shouldn't be clipping through other objects, especially walls. Hey, mistakes happen, but there's actually more in this episode. Roll the clip. Here's the other mistake, and guys, watch closely.
What y'all need is a massage.
And you're a licensed masseuse, right, Sandy?
Well, I wouldn't say licensed. Just sit back, relax.
Now, I'm sure you guys are asking, Cartoon Corey, what is the mistake here? What's the problem, man? What's going on? But take a look at this clip from season 1 and the mistake will make sense. Here's a hint. It has to do with SpongeBob being inside of Sandy's Trito.
There's no water in here! I'm trying to tell you!
If y'all needed water, you should have asked.
Yeah, so as you just seen, usually SpongeBob and Patrick would dry up inside of Sandy's tree dome. Like, these dudes cannot survive without water. But it seems that this rule is just completely lifted in Face Freeze because the dudes are just walking around like there's no issues in Sandy's tree dome. They are not wearing helmets at all. And this is most likely due to the fact that a big part of this episode is them making all of these wacky faces, as you can see here. This is a massive mistake, guys. Like, this completely goes against SpongeBob lore, but whatever. Let's keep it moving and head over to another episode with tons of insane mistakes that you've never seen before. Don't click off yet.
What else did you buy at this convention? Your very own locomotive? Yes.
Next up is the season 6 episode, Professor Squidward, which, to be honest with you guys, is not the best episode. You know, the plot is kind of cool because we get to see Squilliam, but not the best episode. What it does have, though, is this mistake. Let's see if you guys can spot it.
Isn't it grand? He's such a great musician. He doesn't even have to touch an instrument to be brilliant.
All right, I've had enough.
So this character right here is known as Incidental F9, and as you can see, she's wearing this dress. It looks very good, she looks very pretty. But seconds later after that shot I just showed you, when we hear Fred say, "Isn't it grand?" Incidental F9's dress is missing. Her dress is just gone, and I highly doubt Shorty took her dress off in the middle of... Like, what? Where's her dress? Where'd it go? That's not it for this episode, guys. I have another mistake. This one, though, you really need to pay attention to.
Hello!
Like I said, this one's kind of complicated, guys, so listen closely. So during this scene where Patrick rides his locomotive into the trash can, we can see Squidward exit the building from this door right here, this door, and it leads to outside where he places the trash can, right? This door right here leads to outside, remember. But later on in this episode, this completely changes. It's like the animators forget, because when both news crews and the police come into Squidward's classroom, they enter the same door that Squidward took to go outside, but now it leads to a hallway. Before it led to here, outside, now it leads to a hallway. So a bit of a continuity error here. I don't know what's going on, but let's keep the video going, guys, and head over to another crazy episode with tons of mistakes. Don't click off.
Well, I'm full. I told you so, Karen.
Plankton and the Beanstalk is a fairly new episode. Like, I'm pretty sure it only premiered like a week ago, guys. So, you know, Cartoon Corey, he's got you covered with the new SpongeBob. I hate to say it though, this episode does have a small mistake. And I will say in advance, guys, this one isn't that big of a deal. The other mistakes we're gonna be covering in today's video are much better, so stay tuned. But roll the footage, here's the mistake.
It's ready! It's ready!
Edible cold, edible cold, edible cold.
So throughout this episode, we're introduced to Sponge Duck over here, which is a very interesting take on SpongeBob, you know? But anyways, as you can see, Sponge Duck over here wears this red shirt, and it's on him for a majority of the episode. It's always there. But during this one shot, it might be due to the angle, but the red shirt is missing. And guys, honestly, even with this angle being different, you should still be able to see some of the red shirt. But this is a cartoon. It's not that big of a deal. Let's move over to another episode that has some jaw-dropping mistakes. Be prepared. Let's keep it moving. So that last episode was from SpongeBob Season 13, the most recent season of SpongeBob, so let's go back in time to old SpongeBob, the Steven Hillenburg era, and talk about some mistakes in the episode, Your Shoes Untied. I love this episode, it's a good one. Any classic SpongeBob I love. Anyways though, here's the first mistake, roll the footage.
Oh yeah, we are definitely out of here.
This one is really funny. So guys, when the customers start to leave the Krusty Krab in this scene, this character right here, known as Incidental 67, wears a pair of pants that are similar to SpongeBob's, okay? You can see them right here. They're kind of fresh. Look at this guy jacking SpongeBob's style, stealing his drip. Here's the problem though, guys. When the customers leave, this Incidental's pants just disappear. Where are they? At first, he's wearing these pants right here, but then in this scene, they're just gone. And again, just like Incidental F9, I highly doubt he took off his pants in the middle of the Krusty Krab. The burgers ain't that good, guys. But anyways, let's keep it moving and head over to another mistake in this episode. This one's pretty bad.
What's the holdup?
Now, any hardcore SpongeBob fan like myself knows that this character right here is Old Man Walker. And I mean, it's in his name. He's old. He's an old man. I love the guy, but he's a senior citizen. But I guess whoever made this episode kind of forgot about this, because when Old Man Walker says what's the holdup to Squidward, he talks in a young man's voice. Here's a clip right here showing his old voice again from another episode.
Hey, you!
Top of the morning, oldster.
Hey, I saw you on TV last night.
New brand flake.
He's old, right? As you just heard. Well, listen to his voice again in this episode.
What's the holdup?
Dude is like a young man again somehow. I don't know how this happened, but this was definitely a mistake, guys. This one's kind of bad, but hey, that's not it for today's video. Let's keep it moving and head over to another episode. Let's go.
Well, it's like they always say back in the old country, lad.
What's that?
I don't know, I've never been to the old country.
Next up is the season 6 episode, Pet or Pest. And this episode has 3 mistakes in it, so I'm just gonna get right into them. Here's the first mistake. Did you catch it on your own? Well, during this scene where this truck nearly like ends these worms, like these worms were about to be squished. If you look closely, there's no driver in the truck. Like this truck is moving and being driven, but there's no one in the driver's seat actually driving the truck. So this was a major mistake here. Like this was some laziness. And it doesn't end there for this episode. Here's the next mistake.
Great idea you had, Mr. Krabs.
Well, it's like they always say back in the old country, lad.
What's that?
I don't know, I've never been to the old country.
This one is very, very, very easy to miss, and shout out to our editor for finding it. But towards the ending of the episode, when SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs are selling the worms, one of SpongeBob's green holes turns red for less than a second. Again, it happens really fast, so I guess it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, SpongeBob's holes are not supposed to be red, and I mean, SpongeBob, if they were, you need to go talk to the doctor about that one, because that's not very good. What also isn't very good, though, is the last mistake in this episode right here. Get ready, guys. This one is just embarrassing.
What is it?
Like I said, this one is really bad. So when SpongeBob is throwing out the worms, we see this blue fish approach right here and smell it, right? And what's really important here is we hear his voice, okay? Remember, he's blue. This is him right here. And he also has slime on his finger. You can see it right here. But when the scene changes, this fish changes colors. Like I said, he was blue and you see him put the slime on his fingers, but now when it flips, he's now green. He has the slime on his fingers. That's how we know it's the same fish, and he also has the same voice. So yeah, this was a major mix-up here. First he was blue, we see him put the slime on his finger, but then when it switches, the slime is on the finger of a completely different fish, and they have the same voice. So I know I'm kind of over-explaining this one, just it's easy to kind of miss it, but yeah, this episode is full of mistakes, guys, and let's keep it moving over to another episode with more crazy mistakes. Let's head over to Cephalopod Lodge, an episode from season 6 that I personally really like. Here's some funny clips from the episode. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but I don't want you guys to miss these clips. The episode is hilarious.
They didn't let you join either?
I found the institution had nothing left to offer me. I was stagnating.
Oh, I couldn't be better.
Mr. Krabs!
Like I said, it's funny, right? Give the episode a chance, but baby, it is mistake time. Here's this episode's mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
Patty cake, Sailor Man!
Everybody knows patty cake.
We don't use our pinkies.
Okay, this one isn't that big of a deal, but SpongeBob and Patrick's secret handshake has them play patty cake without using their pinkies, right? This is something that they specify in the episode, as you could hear in the clips we just played. And remember this, guys, because it's important. When they play patty cake, they don't use their pinkies. Remember this. However, when they eventually demonstrate the handshake to Squidward in this scene, take a look.
Patty cake, Sailor Man! Bake me a cake as
SpongeBob, that's not a secret handshake.
Yeah, as you've seen, they clearly used their pinkies, like their pinkies touch each other, despite the fact that they said they play patty cake without using their pinkies. So a bit of a mistake here, it's not that big of a deal. Up next is another fairly new episode of SpongeBob, Dopey Dick, and I actually really like the episode. But before we get into the mistakes, here are some really funny clips from this episode. It's so funny.
I wouldn't be caught dead on a ship.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Right, me loyal crew?
Now, the mistake in this episode is very easy to miss. Like this one, I had to watch it a couple of times to actually catch it, okay? It's your guys' turn to catch it. Watch closely. Here's the clip.
The frowny rope, the smiley rope, and licorice rope.
Again, it's very easy to miss, but after Pat Buck shows this version of Squidward, the smiley rope, take a look at the top of Squidward's head, because it's cut off for a few frames. Like, I'm gonna zoom in right here. You can see that there's still like the sky at the top, and just a piece of the top of Squidward's head is just cut off. It's missing, and that is a pretty bad mistake right there.
When you touch them together, you'll be instantly transformed into our duplicates.
We're ready!
Dude, these mistakes in the episode Shuffleboarding are, like, baffling. Take a look at this first one.
What?
You're all wet. You need to dry out.
What? No!
Now, I don't know how the animators made this mistake, but when SpongeBob is turning the dryer over here to shrink, take a look at his arm because it's orange. As most of you know, SpongeBob's arms are yellow. They've been yellow since the first season, but I guess the animators made a little mistake with coloring here because dude's arm is orange. SpongeBob, you gotta go talk to a doctor about that, dude. It's supposed to be yellow. And that's not it for this episode, guys. Here's another mistake. I need you guys to pay close attention. So take a look at these people falling down from the sky, all right? We can see this fish right here with red pants. Well, once this little dude lands on the ground, he just disappears. Take a look at the footage in slow motion. Literally, as he hits the ground, he just disappears. It's really funny. Talk about a bad mistake. And guys, this episode still has one more. Let's see if you guys can spot it. Just like that fish with the red pants, SpongeBob and Patrick have a little situation with disappearing off of the screen, as when SpongeBob and Patrick walk away from the prison, just as it epically explodes, our boys suddenly disappear out of the screen. Rather than gradually disappearing like they would in other episodes, they just suddenly disappear and it's very abrupt. It's not that big of a deal. We've got some crazier mistakes coming up in the episode, so stay tuned, but it's still somewhat of a mistake. But yeah, let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
Starman, the Flying Dutchman in his own lair!
It's Squidward. He wants to complain to you.
Next up is a season 2 banger and somewhat of a spooky episode. I'm talking about Shanghaied. Now, I love this episode, but of course, it has some mistakes. Roll the footage.
Nice. Oh, what is this? Some kind of magic act?
Man, I don't know about you guys, but keep me away from the Fly of Despair. That looks just wacky and yeah. Anyways though, as most of you guys know, Squidward has 6 legs, okay? Well, actually he has 4 legs and 2 arms. But at one point while Squidward is falling through that evil Fly of Despair, 2 of his 4 legs are missing, which is 100% a mistake. And it's a bad one, but that ain't it for this classic episode. Here's the next mistake. Keep those eyes peeled.
I think, SpongeBob, we're about to get eaten. What can you wish for to make it so we don't get eaten?
So what's really cool about Shanghaied is it has multiple endings because when the episode premiered, viewers could vote on which ending they wanted to see. I don't know if this actually worked when it was on TV, but there's 3 endings. There's a SpongeBob ending, a Patrick ending, and a Squidward ending. Now, in the SpongeBob ending, during this shot when Squidward is pointing, his arm disappears for a few frames. I don't know, man. Squidward, I think you need your arms. Those are kind of important. Guys, imagine just your arm disappearing. I know it's a cartoon, but what a mistake! And that's still not it. Here's the 3rd mistake in this episode. Damn, 3 mistakes in one episode? What?
He can find. Captain, there's a guy we can scare.
Now this one is more funny because it is a cartoon and this mistake isn't that much of a mistake, I guess. It's just more funny. But when SpongeBob first finds someone to scare, we can hear the sound of rushed feet pantering. So like the sound of feet running across a hallway or the ground, right? We can hear it just before the Flying Dutchman comes into the shot. However, if you really think about it, this wouldn't be possible because look at the Flying Dutchman. He doesn't have feet. He just has a tail because he's a ghost. So when we heard this sound effect right here, I'll play the clip.
He can find. Captain, there's a guy we can scare.
It couldn't have been from the Flying Dutchman because dude don't got feet, he's a ghost. But hey, like I said, this one's just more funny. Let's head over to another episode with some more serious mistakes. Stay tuned.
Fetch! Huh? New boomerang pet ball. Really works.
Man, there's nothing like season 2 of SpongeBob. It really takes me back to my younger years, especially the episode Gary Takes a Bath, an episode all about Gary, well, as you can imagine, refusing to take a bath. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about this quick mistake that happens in the episode. Roll the footage.
Treasure map revealing the location of buried pirate treasure in this very house. Come on, boy, let's go get that treasure.
Now you need to be a true SpongeBob fan to really catch this one or even understand it. So take a look at these random shots of SpongeBob's living room and take a look at the wallpaper. It's like this blue design with like bamboo sticks in it. And it's always looked like this ever since season 1. Here's even footage from season 1 of his bedroom. Well, in Gary Takes a Bath, we get this scene where SpongeBob is in the kitchen holding up his treasure map, okay? And as we can see, the background is incorrect. We can see the wallpaper of his living room, right? But as I already said, SpongeBob is in the kitchen. It should actually look like this. Here's some shots of SpongeBob's kitchen where the wallpaper is not blue. We know this for sure because the door in the kitchen is in the right place. This means for sure that it's not a shot of the living room, so the wallpaper should not be blue. This was like a weird mistake. I don't know how it happened. It's kind of funny, but let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
They've shrunk! I'm gonna need to get new pants.
You will not believe the mistakes in this episode, and they all have to do with SpongeBob's eyes. Not just SpongeBob, even Mr. Krabs is really funny. The episode is to SquarePants or not to SquarePants. Here's the first mistake.
Now to finish the day's chores.
Did ya catch it? Like I said, it has to do with SpongeBob's eyes. As when SpongeBob walks away from the dryer, his eyes are yellow for a frame. It's just as he's going off screen, and it's bad. Like, look at that. Both of his eyes are fully yellow when they're supposed to be white. And like I said, that's not it for mistakes with eyes. Here's another mistake.
Do these pants look square to you? They're round.
So?
I can't be SpongeBob SquarePants with round.
Did you catch that one? Because it's way more obvious, as when SpongeBob is talking to Mr. Krabs and says they're round, his eyes turn green for a split second. That looks gross. SpongeBob, that does not look healthy, dude. Like, yellow is one thing, but green, lime green like that, I'm concerned for our favorite little sponge. Who knows? Maybe he has the suds again. And that's still not it, guys. Here's one more mistake that has to do with eyes.
What you doing? Get to work! I'm used to Squidward sleeping on the job, but I expect more from you, Mr. SquarePants.
Man, what is going on with the eyes in this episode? The animators must be playing a joke on us. When Mr. Krabs says, I'm used to Squidward sleeping on the job, but I expect more from you, Mr. SquarePants. Look between his eyes. It should be the background of his office. Like, we should even be able to see yellow because of the yellow flag behind him, but there's white spacing in between both of his eyes. Like, this was just a really weird animation mistake. Like, I don't even know how this happened, but hey, it's a mistake and you guys can see it right here. But let's keep it moving and head over to another episode, guys. The mistakes are endless today.
Where's your ball?
I don't know. Gotta be around here somewhere.
There it is.
Uh-oh.
Play it where it lies.
Okay, this next mistake happens really fast in the episode A Friendly Game, so let's just get right into it. Here's the mistake, and guys, for this one, you really need to pay attention. Like I said, this one's complicated, so hopefully you guys got it, but if not, don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got ya. So, when SpongeBob and Patrick hit their balls into Squidward's house, we can see that they break this window right here. You can see they break this window inside Squidward's house. However, when SpongeBob over here walks around blindfolded and begins destroying Squidward's stuff, he breaks the exact same window that we literally seen him break earlier on, even though this window should already be broken. I mean, guys, I know it's a cartoon, there's cartoon logic, but this was just some bad continuity here. It's like he broke it, and then they forgot that he broke it, and he breaks the exact same window again. Like, what? How did this happen? But whatever, let's keep it moving to one more episode, guys. Let's do it. Next up is the other patty. This episode is all about another establishment making burgers that are popular. So believe it or not, Mr. Krabs and Plankton team up. Take a look at this.
Okay, fine. We'll work together.
Yeah, I don't see that working out.
Not to worry, gentlemen. I have a plan.
Dude, it is so weird seeing Plankton and Mr. Krabs, these arch enemies. These dudes have hated each other ever since season 1. Teaming up together. It's interesting. This is actually a pretty good episode, but this episode has mistakes, of course. Here's the first one.
Flabby Patty?
Another restaurant.
Looks like Krabs has some real competition, huh? Interesting.
This one's pretty straightforward, but it's still pretty bad at the same time. But when Plankton says interesting, his mouth duplicates. It's easier if we zoom in really close to Plankton here. As you can see, there is 2 of his mouth, which I don't think that's very healthy, Plankton. You should go check that out, man. But there's more. Here's the next mistake in this episode.
Flabby Patty?
Oh, a Flabby Patty.
I started the Flabby Patty restaurant just to get you 2 rascals to team up.
So this one is a good old-fashioned plot hole, something that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So as you've seen at the end, SpongeBob is revealed to be the cook at the Flabby Patty Shack, alright? The place that has been causing Plankton and Mr. Krabs all of this stress. But here's the issue, there are plenty of moments where SpongeBob isn't in the Flabby Patty Shack, but the shack is already open and there are fish literally eating patties. I think we even see a fish get a patty at one point. So if SpongeBob was the one making the patties there, how did these fish right here get their patties when SpongeBob wasn't in the kitchen? It's a bit of a weird plot hole. I don't know what they were thinking. But guess what, guys? I lied. There's one more episode we're going to be covering today. Let's head over to that episode. Last but not least is an episode all about SpongeBob not being able to sleep, and this drives our favorite sponge crazy. Insomnia is awful, guys. Take a look at these clips. Poor SpongeBob, but you know who I really feel bad for, guys? The animators and writers on this episode, because they about to get roasted. Here, take a look at the first mistake.
You think mustard grows from seeds? Oh, at this rate I'll be broken 411 years!
Really?
It's funny because Mr. Krabs here is all about money, 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 but he cannot count for the life of him because as you've seen, at one point Mr. Krabs calculates and comes up with the number 411. But the issue is he's adding numbers that made a much higher number. The real answer is 511, not 411. So Mr. Krabs, dude, you need to work on your counting, buddy. Like, you're all about money and all about this grind, but you can't even count, boy. But hey, he's not the only one. The animators also can't animate very well in this episode because there's also a mistake. I'm kidding, guys, just saying the animation's amazing in this episode, but there is an animation mistake. Roll the footage.
What's this? Another vision?
This click the video. Next up, we have the episode Picture Day, which is full of funny moments. Here are some of these funny moments, and then I'll get right into this episode's 2 mistakes.
Hey, it's just water! Oatmeal! Blue.
Alright, let's dive into those 2 mistakes I was talking about. Let's see if you can catch this first one without my help. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in. Did you guys catch it? This one was an audio mistake, so I might need to play the clip again. But in the scene where SpongeBob's alarm clock goes off, Gary's mouth moves, as you can see here, but we hear literally nothing come out of his mouth. This might be for comedic effect. It might be that SpongeBob's alarm is so loud that we can't hear Gary. I'm gonna play the clip again. Let me know what you guys think. Roll it. I don't know, let me know if you guys think it's a mistake or not in the comments. It might just be for comedic effect, but here's mistake number 2, which is definitely a mistake.
Well, I'm not sure how I did it, but I... Oh!
Fiddlesticks! missed again.
You guys probably caught it, but when SpongeBob says, well, I'm not sure how I did it, yeah. One side of SpongeBob's shirt is yellow instead of white. This spot right here, which I have no idea how this happened, that looks really bad. Next up, we have the episode, Have You Seen This Snail? Let's get right into it. Here's the first mistake, and here's a hint. It has to do with Patrick's teeth.
Just let it out, buddy. That's right.
I can't cry anymore, Patrick.
Did you guys catch it? This one is kind of weak, but at the end of the day, it's still a mistake, as when Patrick tells SpongeBob to let it out, this one's really weird. So we've seen Patrick's teeth many times throughout the episode, but they've never looked like this. In the clips we just played, his teeth are like drawn to look exactly like SpongeBob's for some reason. Like, again, Patrick's teeth has never ever looked like this. Here's a shot from a recent episode. You can see his teeth here. They do not look like that. And even from season 1, here's a shot of Patrick. His teeth do not look like that. Yeah, definitely a mistake. Let's head over to mistake number 2, because I'm definitely a nerd for even noticing that Patrick has different teeth. Like, I need to go outside and touch grass, guys. But before that, here's another mistake from Have You Seen This Snail?
Let's do the boogie woogie. Oh, okay. Oh, that's enough of the boogie woogie for now.
Yeah, this mistake is a lot more interesting, and it has to do with our favorite little snail, Gary. Now, as you can see, based on this PNG of Gary, he has a very consistent design, all right? His shell is pink, and it has this darker red of a swirl right here, and then these like purple or bluish dots on it. Now, the problem is when this lady puts Gary down. If you look closely, he's missing one of his spots. Normally, Gary has 5 spots on his shell, but he's missing one of them here, which is totally a mistake. Like, how do you mess up Gary the snail's design? Come on. Anyways, here's mistake number 3 from Have You Seen This Snail? And try to comment the mistake before I come back in and like explain it. Let's see if you guys can spot the mistake first, okay? Roll the footage.
I'd like a refund for this Krabby Patty.
Refund? What's wrong with it?
Oh, nothing really, except that it's covered in tears.
What the?
Did you guys catch it? Okay, let me explain. When the customer removes the Krabby Patty's bun to show Mr. Krabs and Squidward that it has tears in it, the lettuce and cheese that we literally just seen on it just vanishes randomly. Like, I'm playing it in slow motion, you can see that there's cheese and lettuce, but then once it's open, just poof, it goes missing, it just disappears. Making for a weird mistake. Like, I wonder how this even happened, but who knows. Let's head over to another episode though. And guys, stay tuned as I'm saving the worst mistakes for the ending of the video, all right? Let's keep it rolling. Here's another episode. Next up, we have Hocus Pocus, a very weird episode where SpongeBob thinks that he's turned Squidward into a tasty ice cream. Plot twist, he didn't, but that's like the entire gag of the episode. Anyways though, let's get into the mistakes. This first one's pretty spicy. Let's see if you guys can catch it without my help. Roll the footage.
Hey, Squid, are you still okay?
Like I said, it's pretty spicy and it's also very, very easy to miss. But during the 3rd time that SpongeBob opens the fridge to check on his pistachio ice cream, I'm curious, by the way, guys, what's your favorite type of ice cream? Comment it. For me, I'm a McFlurry type of guy. Give me an M&M McFlurry or an Oreo McFlurry and I'm happy. SpongeBob is clearly a pistachio ice cream kind of guy. But anyways, when SpongeBob opens that fridge for the 3rd time, look, one of our boys' irises turns yellow for a moment. Like, look at how weird this looks, dude. That is not correct. I hope SpongeBob's okay. Let's head over to this next episode, guys, because the mistakes are going to blow your brain.
Wish I was in Texas, prettiest place in the world. Oh no.
For this next mistake, we're gonna go down to Texas with sandy cheeks. Don't ever let me do that accent again, guys. Like, holy, like I'm cringing at myself, but the episode is Texas. A classic banger of an episode. I mean, come on. Actually, wait, bro, I need a drink of water. Did you hear how I said classic? A classic episode? I sound like JoJo Siwa, dream guest on my podcast. In this episode, Sandy gets sad because she misses her home place of Texas. I can't blame her. And And overall, it's a really good episode, but even an iconic, special, magical episode like this one has a mistake. I actually got 3, and you guys know what to do. Try and spot this first one without my help. Roll that footage.
Boy, there's nothing like going jellyfishing.
So this one's kind of subtle, and I'll admit it's not that big of a deal, but it's still a mistake. I still caught ya, as whenever SpongeBob or Patrick try to catch a jellyfish, Sandy's outline, which is normally like black, will randomly turn green. Here's one example of it, like look right here, and here's even another example of it. It's kind of hard to see, so here, I'm gonna AI upscale this one frame, and yeah, you can see her outline just randomly turns green. Kinda weird. Here's mistake number 2.
I'm warning you, SpongeBob!
Look, Patrick, I'm Texas. Howdy, y'all.
I'm Texas too.
Howdy, y'all.
Get a dog, little Arnie.
This is another weird one for sure, as right before SpongeBob and Patrick start walking around in a circle, SpongeBob over here has 2 bottom lip outlines. Here's like a random PNG of SpongeBob. Normally he has 1 bottom lip outline right here, but there's a bit of an animation glitch specifically in the scene where they're walking in a circle because he has 2. Why does he have 2? It looks so weird. I'm a nerd for noticing this. Like, I would never catch this while just casually watching the episode, but yeah, kind of a mistake. And I've got more. Here's another one.
I miss my 20 acres, barbecues and pecan pies. Oh, why?
Okay, I'll admit I've covered this mistake many times before on the episode, so I'll make it quick. But when Sandy's singing her song, her Texas song, which is a very sad song, by the way, and more specifically when she makes the line about barbecues and pecan pies, oh why, her neck is randomly white instead of brown. If we go and look at Sandy in like any other shot, or we even look at her official art right here, her neck is brown. But they made a little oopsies here and made her neck white. So yeah, let's keep it moving though. I've covered this mistake so many times before, so don't worry, all the upcoming mistakes are gonna be fresh, all right? New mistakes. Let's keep it rolling. Let's head over to another episode. Training or raising a new pet can be really hard, so SpongeBob is very lucky to have such a good snail, Gary. Like, let's be real, Gary is a good boy. Gary deserves lots of treats. Well, sometimes he does, because in the episode Once Bitten, Gary starts biting multiple bikini bottomites and starts acting like a bad boy. And it goes so far that people start to think that Gary has like a disease, and if he bites them, he'll get them sick or something. It's crazy. We're not here for all of that though. I could give you guys like the craziest episode review, but you guys are here for mistakes, so roll the first mistake. Maybe you guys can catch this one without my help. Try and comment the mistake before I come back in and break it down. I know you guys can do it.
Oh, Gary, I knew you weren't disease-ridden. You still love me? Meow. Good old Gary's back.
So in the clips you guys just saw, you'll notice that Incidental 27 over here has a shirt on with purple sleeves, okay? What's really important here, if we look at Incidental 27, are the sleeves on his shirt. They're purple, right? Well, when SpongeBob says, "I knew you weren't disease-ridden" to Gary, those purple shirt sleeves randomly changed to blue, as you can see here. I'm even gonna do a side-by-side, like they were purple and now they're blue. And then, to make things even more funny, in the very next scene, look, they change back to purple. Like, what a mess. I'll let it slide because it is a kid's cartoon, and this is a fairly old episode, but like, what? Here's mistake number 2 from Once Bitten. Now this one is really easy to miss because it's like a background detail, but when SpongeBob runs to the bus in the clips you guys just saw, we can see this stop sign is right here. Remember this. As in the very next scene, where is it? We can see that it should be right here in the exact same spot, but it's just gone now. This is a classic type of continuity error, and I can forgive it, but I still caught ya. That's still a mistake. And we've got more. Let's head over to our next episode, gang. You do not want to miss this one. It's going to blow your brain.
Hey, I just cleaned that one.
Patrick.
It talks! Oh!
Okay, so next up is Bummer Vacation, and I actually covered this episode a few videos ago, but there's so many mistakes in this one episode that I didn't cover all the mistakes.
Whoa. They put a tiny bee in this belly scratcher.
Okay, so when it comes to Patrick Star, okay, I'm gonna be a total nerd and overanalyze his design here, but his eyelids are always purple. If we go back to season 1 and take a look at Patrick, look, his eyelids are purple. And hey, if we even go to season 14, the newest season, look, his eyelids are purple. So in the shots you guys just saw when Patrick is looking at the reflection of himself in SpongeBob's spatula, why are his eyelids pink? This is a major mistake. To be fair, it's kind of minor, but I mean, that's not how he's supposed to look. He does not have pink eyelids, so it is a mistake. There are so many mistakes in SpongeBob, guys, but you know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob mistakes to talk about mistakes in a random cartoon suggested by you. And if we go to the community tab, look, one of the things you guys voted for recently was Bluey. So let's do Bluey then. The episode is The Sign.
Actually, can I please have a watermelon juice? Oh, me too!
Sure.
Hooray!
Hi, you've reached Frisky.
This one isn't that big of a deal, but in the overhead driving shot after leaving the juice shop, if we look at the background, it's mirrored, which is kind of lazy. Interesting though. But by the way, guys, there's a new season of Bluey coming soon, so I'll be covering more Bluey mistakes in the future. Just saying. Also, let me know in the comments other cartoons you want me to cover for random mistake of the day, and let's get back to SpongeBob.
Can you take hats in a dignified and sophisticated manner?
You mean like a weenie? Okay. May I take your hat, sir? May I take your hat, sir?
We're back to SpongeBob with Squilliam Returns, and this is a really good episode. I really like Squilliam. You know, he's like rude, he's a very mean character, but I love like side SpongeBob characters, like when SpongeBob's mom randomly returns, or Squilliam, for example. And here are some clips from this episode where Squilliam is so rude to Squidward. Like, these clips will help you understand why Squilliam is the rudest SpongeBob character.
Hey, what you been up to?
Oh, just succeeding in everything you failed in.
I'm, in food service.
Hold it. Don't tell me. You're a cashier. I'm filthy stinking rich.
Squilliam, you're very, very rude, but it's mistake time. Roll that footage.
As a 5-star restaurant.
Would you get out of here?
Okay, so listen closely, guys, as this mistake is very technical. So, as you guys seen in the clips, the Krusty Krab is decorated and changed to look more fancy for Squilliam in this episode. We can see this once Squilliam returns the next day and enters the restaurant, as the interior is completely different and decorated, okay? There's wallpaper, there's all this stuff, but here's the problem. Eventually, when Squidward says, "Would you get out of here?" and we get an exterior shot of the outside of the Krusty Krab, the inside is still decorated, right? But if we look through the glass in this exterior shot, we can see that there's none of the decorations. Like, all of these decorations here inside, when we look from the exterior shot, we look through the glass, none of that is there. So this is like a massive mistake. In the exterior shot, when we look through the glass into the restaurant, we should see all of the decorations still, so yeah.
Here he is.
That ain't SpongeBob! SpongeBob is square!
I'm ready.
No, you ain't!
Pre-Hibernation week. This episode is a banger. Like, come on.
winter. We only got 3 days for fun. Well, hurry now. The giant clams like to feed at this hour.
This one is definitely gonna make you laugh a little bit, like I don't know what's going on here, but the calendar that Sandy pulls down when she and SpongeBob are frozen in the lake is like extremely incorrect. It only has 20 days and only has 5 days a week. Now you could argue that in like Bikini Bottom world in the universe of SpongeBob, months are only 20 days long, but we've literally seen calendars in this show before and they usually have like up to around 30 days on them. So this was definitely a mistake. Like kids, just so you know, a month has 30 days usually, maybe 31, not 20 days. So this was a weird mistake. And here's another one from Pre-Hibernation week. This one though is really bad.
Hey, Sandy.
I told you, SpongeBob. I'm hibernating next week.
What's that?
It's when I go to sleep for the whole winter.
Can I do that?
Okay, so at the beginning of this episode, we'll notice that Sandy is wearing like green bikini bottoms underneath her skirt, okay? I don't really care about what Sandy's wearing underneath her skirt because she's an animal and this is a kids channel, but if you pay close attention, when Sandy goes over to paint her fence, the green bottoms that she had been wearing during this entire scene under her skirt just magically disappear, and she now has nothing underneath her skirt. Don't get any ideas, guys. I'm gonna slide right past this one, but this is definitely a mistake. Her underwear wouldn't randomly disappear. And yeah, let's keep it moving. Let's head over to another episode, dude. Lots of wild mistakes coming up, guys, and I'm not just saying that.
$5, please.
Will this cover it?
No.
What is better than an episode of SpongeBob based on Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy? Like, come on, they need to do more of these. There was Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 1, 2, 3, and then 4, which we're gonna be covering right now, as well as 5 and 6. So Nickelodeon, you guys should do a Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Part 7 in SpongeBob Season 14. I know the voice actor of Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy have passed away, but there's definitely a way that we can spiritually mention them in the episode. They don't have to literally appear. Anyways though, 3 mistakes in this episode. Here's the first one.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy.
Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy!
All right, this one is definitely weird, and you guys might not catch it right away, so let me explain. When SpongeBob bursts through the wall after overhearing Squidward saying Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, in the first shot, this wall looks like this. It's blue, okay? It's like entirely blue. And it shouldn't change, right? Well, after SpongeBob grabs the pen, and we see this wall in a second shot, it is now like a completely different color. Like here's a side-by-side. It isn't entirely different, but you can see that the shading and coloring has changed a bit, which is like a major mistake because this all happens in a matter of like 10 seconds, literally. So the entire location of the Krusty Krab, like the walls wouldn't change. Like what? This is definitely a mistake. And we've got more. Here's another one for Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Part 4.
There she is!
Yahoo!
I told you we should have got the automatic.
Floor it!
So these right here are clips that hold up Mermaid Man's pants, all right? I personally would never depend on clips, I would just wear a belt. But what's really important here are the colors of these clips. At first, they look like this, all right? They're this color, remember this, okay? Remember. As the colors of these things just will randomly change between shots. For example, in this shot, they're now this color. Here's a side-by-side, and yeah, that is not the same color, and dude's clips for his pants shouldn't be changing. You can tell that the animators first colored it like this and then forgot and gave it a different color, which is like, why, man? Like totally a mistake. And here's one more. This one though is really, really bad, guys. Get ready. Roll the footage.
Ta-da! Since I couldn't make you big, I made the city small.
Yeah, you guys probably caught it. It is possible some of you missed it, but when everyone pops out of SpongeBob after they go inside his body and beat him up, our favorite squirrel, her head is just missing. Like, where's her head? It's just gone. Her head is not there. And this is like a really bad mistake. Like, how do you forget to draw somebody's entire head? Poor Sandy, man. Here's the thing though, guys, if you thought this was bad, stay tuned because crazy mistakes are coming up, dude. Like, it's gonna get wild.
Doing it! I'm doing it! Now let's see how it looks so far. The... time!
Oh look, another really good episode of SpongeBob from the golden era. I'm talking about Procrastination. This one is a good one, where SpongeBob has to finish his essay, but he just keeps on getting distracted and puts it off. How many times have you guys done that with your homework? Be real. I'm calling you out. I'm also calling out SpongeBob though, as we're gonna be exposing 2 mistakes from this episode. Here's the first one.
Hop, ho, hop, ho, hop, ho.
I can feel those juices pumping now.
This one's pretty rough and it's easy to miss, but when SpongeBob's nose and eyelashes are exercising, like what? Something's missing, guys. Can you tell me what it is? It's missing. Yeah, SpongeBob's entire right arm is just gone. They like forgot to draw it. How do you forget to draw somebody's entire arm? Like what, dude? Don't worry, he does get his arm back after the scene, but yeah, as you can see here, that right arm is missing, and boy, oh boy, is that an error. I've got another one from this episode that's also pretty spicy, but pay close attention, okay, guys?
What not to do at a stoplight. Let's see, where are we?
Okay, so as you guys seen in the clips, throughout this episode, SpongeBob is not able to get much progress made on his essay. And the only things we actually see him write are what not to do at a spotlight by SpongeBob SquarePants. As you can see here, he wrote it right here. And remember, this is written before SpongeBob falls asleep. I know a large part of this episode is SpongeBob fantasizing things because he falls asleep, like his house literally catching on fire. That's all a dream. But when we see SpongeBob write this text right here, what not to do at a spotlight or stoplight by SpongeBob, he is not sleeping yet. He has not fallen asleep. So it should still be there by the ending of the episode, right? Well, it isn't. Eventually, when SpongeBob awakens from his nightmare and looks at the paper before looking at the clock, only the word "the" is shown on his essay. And this is incorrect. We should also see what not to do at a spotlight, because we literally seen SpongeBob write this earlier on in the episode, so a major mistake here. And of course, I've got more. Let's head over to another episode, guys. Things are about to get really spicy, so stay tuned. I'm saving the worst for last.
Sir, it would mean a lot if you'd sign my official Kenny the Cat spatula. Thanks, Kenny. You're so real.
Next up, we have the episode Kenny the Cat, which I'm gonna be real with you guys, I'm not a big fan of this episode, so I'm gonna get right into it. Here's a hint, it has to do with Kenny the Cat in particular, more specifically his legs, okay? Try and comment the mistake before I come back in and break it down. I know you guys can do it. Roll that footage.
Sorry to bother you, Mr. the Cat. I just thought you'd like a bite too. Wow!
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna make this one very quick, but when Kenny gets his oxygen tank, okay, if we look very closely, his entire right foot is just not colored in and is transparent. As I say that, I'm kind of remembering that I might have covered this mistake before, so if I did, I apologize, and don't worry, all the upcoming mistakes are new. But yeah, when he gets the oxygen tank, his right foot is just completely transparent and is missing any color. And I'm sorry, whoever was in charge of animating this episode should get like suspended or something. Like, how do you forget to color in a foot? This is also from the modern era of SpongeBob, so there's no excuse. A lot of the episodes we've covered today are from like 2001, the year some of you guys were born. So it's understandable that there's animation mistakes, but Kenny the Cat, no. Anyways though, let's keep it rolling, guys. Lots of episodes coming up that you do not want to miss. Let's be real, guys. Is there any relationship that's more iconic than Mr. Krabs and Mrs. Puff? I mean, yeah, there's plenty of other relationships that are way more iconic. I'd even say Karen and Plankton are more of an iconic couple. But anyways, the next episode we'll be talking about is Crusty Love. And this episode is all about Mr. Krabs getting a crush on Mrs. Puff and taking her on a date and all that jazz. It's a good episode, but of course it has mistakes. It has 2. And here's the first one. A little hint though, pay close attention to Mr. Krabs. Something's gonna be missing.
What's that smell? Register! 4908? That's a penny short!
Like I said, pay close attention to our crabby boy over here, as when Mr. Krabs rushes over to the cash register, the animators forgot to draw his legs. Those are kind of important because to move, you need legs. So Mr. Krabs rushing over here isn't possible unless he has legs. Yeah, a weird mistake here. I don't know how they forgot to draw his legs, especially when he was animated to be moving. It's very strange, but it's definitely an error. A really bad one if you think about it. But we've got more. Here's another one from Crusty Love. of and try to comment the mistake before I come back in and break it down. It has to do with Mr. Krabs' outfit, okay? Roll that footage.
Caricatures? Imported music?
Nothing's too good for you, my prickly peach.
Okay, so while Mr. Krabs is on the date with Mrs. Puff, he drips himself out in this very fancy outfit, okay? He's looking very dapper. He's looking like a man that's gonna go out on a date. To any of the boys watching, if you ever get a chance to take a girl out on a date, you dress up nice, you know what I mean? You put the cologne on. Anyways, that's exactly what Mr. Krabs does in this episode. Now, here's the issue. While they're on the date, we can see he's wearing the fancy outfit right here. But for a couple of frames in this shot, look, he randomly, well at the restaurant, changes back to his regular outfit, which was totally a mistake on the animator's end. As he's in his fancy outfit, he should be in the fancy outfit the entire date. Imagine you wear a suit, take a girl out, and then halfway through the date, you go in the washroom and change to your regular clothes. What especially highlights that this is an error is after this, Mr. Krabs reappears in his fancy outfit. So first he's in the fancy outfit, then he changes to his regular outfit randomly for one shot, and then goes back to his fancy outfit. Like, crazy mistake here, dude. I have no idea how this stuff happens sometimes. But guys, you know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day. You guys know the drill, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another random cartoon. And then we go right back to SpongeBob. I'm not done with SpongeBob yet. I've still got more SpongeBob mistakes coming up, so stay tuned. Don't click off. Hang out with your big brother cartoon Corey, and let's talk about some Pokemon mistakes. The episode is the Whistle Stop, and I've got 2 mistakes in this episode, and then we're heading back to SpongeBob. Now here's a hint. This Pokemon right here is Golbat, and I want you to look at all of his colors, okay? Remember them as they're a big part of the mistake. Roll the footage.
Bunch of Golbat!
Zubat, return now!
Alright, so remember, we're going back over to SpongeBob, but let's see who's a true Pokemon master and caught this mistake. Now, the error here is that the Golbat that appears in this episode, the back of their wings is incorrectly colored blue instead of purple. This is how the back of a wing of a Golbat normally looks, and here's how it looks in the episode side by side. And yeah, that's the mistake right there. That's a coloring error right there. That's not how Golbat's wings, the back of them, are supposed to look. And here's another one that's very similar, okay guys? This one has to do with Lickitung. Here's a PNG of Lickitung so you can see, look at its colors, and roll the footage.
Great work, Ladybug!
Okay, so Lickitung. On Lickitung's knees, okay, there are these rings. They're like golden rings, and then there's pink in the middle of the golden rings, okay? So his whole body's pink, then there's a golden ring, and then the circle part of the golden ring is pink, just like the rest of his body. But in this episode of Pokemon, when Arbok gets swung into Lickitung and Victory Bell, if we look closely, those rings on Lickitung's knees, the inside of them, which is supposed to be pink, is instead yellow. Here's a side-by-side of like a regular Lickitung. And yeah, this is a mistake. It shouldn't be an entirely gold ring. There should be some pink in there. I will admit these were kind of like obscure mistakes for Pokemon, but hopefully you guys got them. And let's head back over to SpongeBob, baby. I don't know why I said it like that, but let me know in the comments what other cartoons you want me to cover for random mistake of the day, okay? Do it right now. We're back to SpongeBob, and of course, I'm coming with a banger, guys. Next up is Wormy. I love this episode. It's all about SpongeBob and Patrick finding a worm, becoming friends with him, and then this happens.
What is that?
Yeah, SpongeBob and Patrick, I cannot believe you guys are scared of a butterfly, but to be fair, they've never seen one before. Anyways, though, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
I didn't know I'd be missed so much. Golly, maybe I should go out of town more often.
Did you guys catch it? It has to do with Fred, but Fred's eyes seem to become transparent while carrying Sandy and SpongeBob. This happens at the very ending of the episode, so it's very quick, but yeah, his eyes are just see-through. When I don't think I need to tell you guys that your eyes are not supposed to be see-through. This is a mistake. And here's another one from Wormy.
Squidward?
Mr. Krabs?
Ah! It ate them! And there it goes!
Okay, so after Mr. Krabs and Squidward run away from Wormy, we can see that there are 2 pairs of underwear laying on the floor. This is supposed to imply that Mr. Krabs and Squidward got so scared that they dropped their underwear. But here's the problem here. Mr. Krabs, yeah, it's possible that he wears underwear, right? But Squidward, let's take a look at a PNG of him. This dude doesn't wear pants at all. So this was definitely a gag. It's not that big of a deal, but I don't know where this underwear came from. It's not Squidward's. He doesn't wear underwear. So kind of a funny gag here, but it is technically incorrect. We have the 2 faces of Squidward. And for those who do not know, this is the debut of handsome Squidward. Like, look at this handsome squiddy boy. Yeah, this episode is how Squidward gets handsome. It's a really good episode, but it has really bad mistakes. Here's the first one.
The touch Squidward!
We don't have much time. Take the door and change me back.
And I'll even throw in a free soft drink for an extra $3.
This one's interesting. It happens really quickly, but during the clips you guys just saw at the Krusty Krab, there's this red fish right here in the background. And again, it's very easy to miss, but if you watch closely for a couple of frames, he has pupils, but he's missing his like full eyeballs. Like, look at how weird this looks. How do you draw a character's pupils, but forget to draw the actual eyeballs that the pupils would be inside of? Crazy, dude. And here's another one from this episode.
SpongeBob.
Oh, Squidward, I love you.
Alright, so listen closely because this one's kind of complicated, but near the ending of the episode at the Krusty Krab, when Squidward's face goes back to normal, he's no longer chiseled and handsome. He loses all of his Rizzler abilities, but yeah, his face is back to normal. Now, when this scene takes place, if we look inside the Krusty Krab in the background, we'll notice that there's very few characters in the restaurant. There's this guy here, there is not a lot of fish in there. However though, when the camera cuts to the outside shot, there is now randomly a huge amount of characters. This all happens in like a matter of seconds, so it's like, I don't know what's going on here. This was definitely an error. If there are this many characters in this shot, then there should also be this many characters in this shot that takes place like 2 to 3 seconds before it, so yeah. This is nothing though, guys. Some of the mistakes coming up are like really bad. People almost lost their jobs over some of these mistakes, so stay tuned. And let's head to another episode. Let's keep it rolling. This next episode is very, very special. It's the camping episode. This episode was like huge when I was a kid. And if you don't know it, I'm gonna play a couple seconds from the campfire song, and I'm sure you'll remember the episode instantly. I'm gonna play like 4 seconds though, so we don't get hit with copyright claims.
Let's gather around the campfire and sing our campfire song.
I mean, come on, dude. What an iconic song and what an iconic episode. But of course, you guys know it's coming. It has mistakes. It has 2, and here's the first one. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and break it down, okay? Let's do this.
It's nice to unwind with a nice, relaxing campfire song. I call this one the campfire song.
Alright, so first things first, you guys may have caught this one, especially because I might have covered this mistake in the past, but don't worry, all of the other mistakes in today's video are new. You've never heard them before. But when SpongeBob starts to sing the campfire song, SpongeBob's right arm is somewhat like disconnected from his body for a frame. Like, I'm zooming in and circling, and like, yeah, his arm is like falling off. I'd like go and see a doctor about that one, SpongeBob. That's concerning. Or I would just have a conversation with the animators who did you dirty like this, bro. They couldn't even connect your arm to your body. Wild, man. And here's another one from the camping episode. This one is just like weird.
Weekend is here. And this isn't just any old weekend. This is the weekend SpongeBob and Patrick go camping.
Alright, so listen up. When this calendar right here is shown for the first time, the circle is on the 23rd, okay? You can see it right here. This circle right here is on the date of the 23rd, and it should stay there, right? Well, in the close-up shot that happens seconds later, the circle is now completely changed to dates, and it's on the 25th. Here's a quick side-by-side, and just what? I guess they got confused in between the shots when animating the episode, but there's still no excuse, dude. Like, how does this mistake happen? It's fine though, the mistakes keep us entertained, right? So let's head over to another episode with really, really bad mistakes.
Oh, Oh, Gummy, what a beautiful centerpiece you make.
All right, next up we have the episode The Gift of Gum, and the plot of this one's very funny. Like, imagine you and your best friend, right? You guys have been best friends for years, and as a gift, he gets you a giant wad of used bubble gum. I guess it's the thought that counts, Patrick, but yeah. All right, mistake time. Here's the first one. Try to comment this mistake before I come back in, all right? I know you guys can find this mistake without my help. Let's do this. Roll that footage, please.
Sandy, the more you touch it, the angrier it gets.
Aw, that's just crazy talk.
This is another one that if you blink, you'll definitely miss it. So first we need to look at Sandy's design. So here's a PNG of our favorite squirrely girl, our favorite Texan. And you'll notice that on her cool, like, underwater spacesuit, her sleeves have stripes on them. They're like blue and red, okay? Now here's the issue. So when Sandy says, oh, that's just crazy towel, we can see these stripes on her arm, okay? And there's this one right here that's red, but it actually randomly turns blue for a couple of frames. And then randomly switches back to red. So it's red, then randomly changes to blue, and then changes back to red all in like one shot, which is definitely some sort of glitch in terms of the animation. Like, this is definitely a mistake. It's not too bad. Mistake number 3 from the Gift of Gum, though, is actually like pretty bad. Roll the footage.
Told you it was easy.
This one is kind of like a common mistake in SpongeBob, and it has to do with SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home. Now, if we look at this beautiful place, this delicious pineapple home, you'll notice that there's windows, okay? And the windows are always usually in the same spot. There's also a chimney, all right? It looks like this. Remember, the chimney's right here on this side of the pineapple. Then there's this window here and this window here. Now, let's do a side-by-side with this shot from the Gift of Gum at the ending of the episode. And you'll notice that both the windows and the chimneys are actually facing the wrong way, weirdly. Normally the chimney's over here on this side, so why is it over here on this side in this episode? This was definitely an error where they flipped SpongeBob's house by mistake. Remember guys, for this to happen, SpongeBob would have to like completely redesign his home, so yeah, 100% a mistake. But do you know what time it is? You guys know, it's time for the random mistake of the day. So let's take a quick break from SpongeBob. Don't worry, we're gonna go back to SpongeBob. I'm not done with SpongeBob yet. But let's take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in Fairly Odd Parents: A New Wish. This is a whole new show. Well, it's a spin-off of an older show, Fairly Odd Parents, but this is like a reboot of it actually, with a whole new protagonist. And I've already found a couple of mistakes, so let's dive into them. The first episode is Teacher's Pal, and it has to do with this character right here. I'm showing a PNG of them. This is Dev, okay? Pay attention to his eyes. Roll that footage.
So, are we allowed to leave?
The big test is coming up. We gotta study.
Yo, did you guys catch it? So, this character right here, like I said, is Dev. And Dev usually has blue eyes. I mean, in all of season 1, he has blue eyes. It's very consistent. But in Teacher's Pal, in the scene where the class is waiting for the teachers, the one you guys just saw, he randomly has green eyes. Like, what? They go back to blue by the ending of the episode, but for this one shot, the animators made a mistake, or the art team, and they colored his eyes green. Your eye color doesn't just randomly change, guys, so this is a mistake. And I've got another one. This next mistake is from the episode Fly. It's actually the first episode of the reboot, and it has to do with Hazel, this character right here. Roll the footage.
Hiya!
Tell us a bit about yourself, Hazel.
I moved here from the suburbs. I like collecting things, like rocks, because they rock.
All right, so look, Hazel, when she arrives at school, is wearing a backpack, all right? Throughout this entire section of the episode, she's wearing a backpack. You can see her wearing it here, you can see her wearing it here, but for this one shot where we see Hazel introducing herself in class, like the clips I just played, her backpack just suddenly disappears. It does come back afterwards, which is how I know this is a mistake. So yeah, totally a mistake. And back to SpongeBob.
Squidward, you look a little different. Wow. Have you been working out?
Actually, Patrick, this is...
Oh, hold it, SpongeBob!
The episode isn't bad, it isn't necessarily good, it's very mixed, to be honest. Some SpongeBob fans like it, some SpongeBob fans hate it. I personally like it, but I mean, who cares? We're here for one thing, and that's exposing mistakes. Like, let's get some animators fired, guys. I'm kidding, I'm joking. But yes, let's expose some mistakes. Here's the first one from Squidwood.
I don't like your attitude, bub. Is this what the Krusty Krab calls friendly, sir?
service?
Sorry, sir. Can I take your order?
Okay, so let's talk about the Krusty Krab for a second. More the interior of the Krusty Krab, the inside of the restaurant, and its design. As when we look in the restaurant, okay, we can see that in the middle, there's the cash register area with the boat where Squidward works from. Then to the right of that, there's the door to the fry cook area, like the kitchen where SpongeBob is flipping up those patties. But there's also this door right here to the left that usually leads to Mr. Krabs' office. Now, here's the issue. In Squidward, when this character right here, Sandals, is ordering, there are a couple of shots where the door to Mr. Krabs' office is just completely not drawn. They just forgot to draw it. It should be right here, but it isn't. And not only that, guys, but also, you know the window that SpongeBob pops out of to hand orders to Squidward, like this window right here? Yeah, in some of those same shots, the window to the kitchen is also missing. Very, very messy, and just, yeah, the animators clearly just forgot to draw both. But I'll forgive them, okay? Their job is pretty hard. 2D animation's a lot of work, but with that said, let's also expose this next mistake from Squidward. Roll that footage! Yeah, I may have covered this one before. I'm not 100% sure, but no matter what, let's talk about it because it's pretty rough. As when this close-up of mini Squidward playing the clarinet is shown, look, one side of SpongeBob's shirt is just randomly yellow instead of white. This is definitely some sort of layering issue. SpongeBob himself, like his model, is yellow, and I imagine the clothes are put on top of SpongeBob, so I guess the color from his skin seeped through. I don't know. I'm not an animator, but it's a mistake.
What is it now, boy?
Whenever I blink, I see nothing but the darkness!
Then don't blink.
First up, we have the episode Nightlight. This is an interesting episode. It's all about SpongeBob developing a fear of the dark, but we're not here for all that. We're here for mistakes. And there are 3 really bad mistakes in this episode. The first one's gonna blow your brain, so let's roll that clip. Roll that footage.
Mermaid Man!
Barnacle Boy!
Aw, are you guys here to protect us from the darkness that surrounds us?
See, this is how you guys know I'm not clickbaiting you, as this first mistake is actually really bad. It's just as bad as I said it is. As when SpongeBob asks Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy if they were at his house to protect them from the darkness. What a dork. Look, SpongeBob doesn't have any legs. They just did not draw his legs. To be fair, it's only for a couple of frames, and it's because his body lifts up from the bottom of the screen, so I don't think they were intending for this to happen, which is why it's a mistake, and it's a bad one. Here's mistake number 2 from Nightlight. This one's pretty bad. It's not as bad as this one, but it's still pretty bad. Roll that footage. Did you guys
We really need you to capture this Pikachu.
Pikachu? These pictures rot.
Please.
Did you guys catch it? Well, we have 2 to break down, and they both take place in the episode Pokemon Paparazzi from the Kanto region. Okay, so first things first, for this first mistake to really make sense, we have to take a look at like art of Pikachu, and we'll notice that Pikachu on its back always has these like stripes. There's like 2 brown ones on his very back, okay? Remember this. As eventually when Team Rocket shows Todd the pictures of Ash's Pikachu, Pikachu is missing all of the stripes normally found on its back. Here's a side-by-side, and these stripes right here, I'm arrowing them, should be right here in this shot from Pokemon Paparazzi. I almost just died from running out of breath, but hopefully you guys get the mistake. And here's one more from the same episode, and then we're heading right back over to SpongeBob.
I can't work like this. What do you mean, Tom? You have a real talent for showing Pokemon the way they should be seen. That's why I never want to shoot a Pokemon.
Okay, so this next one has to do with Todd, more specifically his camera, okay? I'll make it quick, but throughout this episode, for the most part, the strap on his camera is yellow, as you can see here, all right? He's got a yellow strap. The problem, though, is that this will randomly change throughout the episode. For example, when Brock compliments Todd that he has a talent for taking pictures of Pokemon, the strap is now colored black. I'm showing a side-by-side, and it was yellow before. So this was definitely a mistake, and let's head back to what you guys really want, which is SpongeBob. Do let me know in the comments, guys, what you want me to cover for future random mistakes, all right? Back to SpongeBob, though. Let's do it.
I'm not taking a bus, SpongeBob. I am watching this pole, so the next time it moves, I will see it!
The next episode we'll be talking about has 3 very spicy mistakes hidden throughout it. There's actually more, but I'm only gonna fit the 3 into this video. The episode is the Krabby Chronicle, a season 6 episode that is pretty good. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. Before that though, let's expose these mistakes. Here's the first one.
Satisfied regulars, Mr. K?
I ain't interested in the same old regulars, SpongeBob, so I took out an ad. 'Twas a bargain, too. Only cost me a...
Yeah, this one's really, really bad. I have no idea how it made it onto TV, but when Mr. Krabs talks to SpongeBob in the first scene, SpongeBob's legs are curved to make it look like they are like disconnected from his feet for some reason. Like literally, dude, look at his foot here and then look at where his leg is. Like, what? How did this even happen? I've covered a lot of bad mistakes in SpongeBob over the years, guys. Like, I am a SpongeBob nerd who has no life and spends every day looking for more SpongeBob mistakes. I mean, I've done over 1,000 videos on the topic, and this is up there as like a top 10 like worst mistakes ever. Also, if you pay close attention for a couple of frames, look, his holes disappear here as well too, so just very rough. Here's mistake number 2 from the Krabby Chronicle. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in and explain it, okay? I know you guys can do it without my help.
Good night, boy. I'll check on you tomorrow morning.
Oh, the wildest story ever, huh?
Okay, so what's really important here, you guys just seen it in the clips, is that SpongeBob is left in Mr. Krabs' office overnight. Now, when Mr. Krabs leaves the office, we can see Mr. Krabs' office door is behind SpongeBob right here, all right? Remember this door. As in the very next shot, where does it go? We see like a very similar angle, and the door should be right here. I'm arrowing where the door should be right here. As if we go back to the other shot, I'm arrowing it again. This is where it is here. And I highly doubt that like SpongeBob or Mr. Krabs did like home restaurant renovations in the middle of the night in a matter of seconds. The animators drew the door and then forgot to draw it again, which I'll excuse them for because this is an old episode, but it's still a mistake, and we've got more. Here's mistake number 3 from the Krabby Chronicle.
What's going on?
You should know!
Focus Stories pays his tired, underage reporter pennies while he rakes in the dough.
It's time for mistake number 3. So, when the picture with Mr. Krabs shouting at SpongeBob is shown, there's something missing. Now, here's the thing. Let's take a look at a random PNG of Mr. Krabs, and you'll notice his shirt right here has a collar right here. I'm arrowing it. But if we go back to those pictures I just mentioned from Krabby Chronicle, look, Mr. Krabs' shirt is randomly shown with no collar, which really is not that big of a deal, but it's a mistake, and I caught it. Like, I found that. And I've got more. Let's head over to another SpongeBob episode, guys. Lots of crazy mistakes coming up, and the ones in this last episode were light. Just wait until the ending of the episode. Next up, we have the Crusty Sponge, okay? And this first mistake is kind of interesting. Let's see if you guys can catch it. It has to do with a character's name that is said. Roll the footage.
The verdict. We have, Your Honor. We, the jury, find the defendant, Eugene A. Krabs, guilty of all charges.
Did you guys catch it? So, in the courtroom scene you guys just saw, Gene Scallop says, "We the jury find the defendant, Eugene A. Krabs, guilty of all charges." But here's the problem, alright? If we go to the Wikipedia page of Mr. Krabs, or the Spongepedia page, Mr. Krabs' middle name does not start with an A. It's never started with an A. His name is Eugene Harold Krabs. Yeah, so definitely a bit of an error here. I do not know where that judge got the middle name that begins with A from, but yeah. Let's head over to mistake number 2 from this episode.
Mr. Krabs, what have you done?
We have, Your Honor.
Alright, so as you guys just seen, at one point in this episode, it's shown that the spongy patties make this fish right here turn yellow with green spots. But here's the problem. As the episode progresses, we eventually see Jimmy Gus in the stands right here. Yet he's just the normal color he originally was with yellow spots. So, have no idea what's going on here. Now, I'm gonna head over to another episode of SpongeBob, but guys, it's time for another random mistake. So let's take another quick break from SpongeBob and talk about mistakes in the show Fairly Odd Parents. We'll go right back to SpongeBob after, don't worry, so don't click off yet. Plus, Fairly Odd Parents is pretty cool, and it's getting a big reboot soon that you guys are all gonna be watching, so we're gonna take a look at mistakes in the original series.
We're geeky comic fans, right about how cool I am. Hey look! It's a letter from you! You spelled chin wrong.
Did you guys catch it? It takes place in like the 3rd or 4th episode of the original series, Chin Up. And here's what's going on here. So Timmy Turner is the main character of the show, and he's a big fan of the Crimson Chin, who's like a comic book superhero. So Timmy writes a letter to Crimson Chin, okay? Now, in the scene where the Crimson Chin reads the letter, he points out that Timmy misspelled the word chin, C-H-I-N. But here's the problem. In both the initial shot of the page and the wide shot of the page, if you look, he spells chin correctly. So Mr. Krim says that he misspelt the word, but we can literally see it spelt correctly right here. It isn't until we get the zoomed in shot where we can see that it's spelt incorrectly. It's spelt as C-H-Y-N. So yeah, really weird mistake here, guys. And let's head back over to SpongeBob.
Oh look, it's a picture I took of you the first time I ever came here. Ah, look at you, so young and happy. Where do the years go?
Next up, we have the episode Party Pooper Pants, where SpongeBob holds this whole party and is just such a control freak, but we're not here for all that. We're here for mistakes. So here's the first one.
Guests arrive, 8:05 to 8:15. Opening remarks and general discussion, 8:15 to 8:27. 9:07, running charades. 9:38, charity apple.
Yeah, this one cracked me up a little. It's very easy to miss, but when SpongeBob is reading his schedule, if we look over at Gary, he is missing like the red swirl groove that's normally on his shell. Here's a PNG of Gary. Normally his shell looks like this, but in this one shot, it's just missing, which is kinda lazy on the animator's end. But this episode was also animated in like 1999, so I'll give them a break. With that said, here's mistake number 2.
This party was a complete disaster.
That was the greatest party. See ya!
This one's like a weird one, and I'm a complete like nerd who needs to touch grass for even noticing this in a kid's cartoon, but at the end of the episode when Patrick closes the door, if we look at the door handle, right, this thing right here, it's the same color as the door. Now you're probably asking why this matters, but remember this, okay? The door handle is the same color as the door. As in the very next scene, literally like seconds later, look, the door handle has now randomly changed to like a golden one, like what? Originally, it was the same color as the door, as you can see here. I'm doing a side-by-side. But then in this next shot, it's gold. Yeah, a mistake. And like I said, it's a weird one, guys. But here's mistake number 3 from Party Pooper Pants. This one has always made me laugh.
Hey everybody, thanks for your patience. I know we've gotten off to a rocky start here, so I'm gonna get us back on track. It is now 8.
Okay, so if you're not like a hardcore SpongeBob fan, you probably did not catch this mistake at first, so don't worry, I'll break it down, I'll explain. Normally, if we look at any other shot of SpongeBob's living room, SpongeBob's couch looks like this. It's green with some blue, okay? Remember this. If we go to like season 13 and we look for a shot in his house, it looks like this. But in this one shot of Party Pooper Pants, look, SpongeBob's couch is like red, randomly. This has never happened after this, and never happened before this, so it's actually like a really bad error because of that. I personally think it looks cooler red though, just saying. But anyways, I've got one more mistake from this episode, and then we're gonna head over to some more spicy episodes of SpongeBob. For this one, I want you to try and comment the mistake before I come back in and explain the mistake, okay? You can do it. Roll that footage.
Don't worry too much, Gary. It's only 10 seconds past 8 o'clock. No, it's 20 seconds past 8 o'clock. Maybe nobody got their invitation.
Okay, so a big part of this episode is SpongeBob is holding this party, and everybody is supposed to arrive for the party by 8 p.m. Now, at one point, SpongeBob says that it is 8 p.m., but he also checks his watch, and if you look at his watch says that it's 3 p.m., despite the fact that SpongeBob has literally already established that it's 8 p.m. So either the animators made a mistake here, or SpongeBob needs a new watch, dude. Like, that thing is broken, my guy. All right, guys, let's head over to another episode and stay tuned as the mistakes are going to get crazier as we go. We've got another season 14 episode for you guys, another very recent episode. It's Sponge Chovy, and we've covered this episode in the past, but I found a new mistake. Let's skip all the talking and get right into it. Take a look at this mistake. Let's see if you can catch it without my help. You guys know the drill.
Surface world of pizza, what do you want? Hey, you wanted the pizza as soon as possible?
You guys may have caught it, but when the Surface World Pizza chef answers the phone, we can see him wearing this fresh Apple Watch right here, okay? You can see it right here. And it should stay on his wrist for the remainder of the scene, right? However, though, in the next shot when he hangs up the phone, look, his watch is now missing. And this all happens in a matter of like seconds, guys. It's not like he took the watch off, it's like he's wearing it, and then like a second later, he's no longer wearing it. What? Hey, I love season 14, but the fact that there's already mistakes happening is hilarious.
Hey, what are you burning out here, boy?
I'd say high-grade explosive.
Gene!
This next one is another quick one. It's from the episode One Course Meal, and here's a little hint. I'm gonna roll the clips with the mistake. It has to do with plankton, so pay attention to your favorite little green evil dude, okay? Roll the footage.
Enjoy, Eugene!
Did you guys catch it? It's very easy to miss, and it takes place when he's gliding, as if we pause at the right frame, for example, right here. Yeah, Plankton's teeth turn green for a frame, which is not supposed to happen. That's not a thing. Plankton has white teeth, and I'm just saying to all of our younger viewers out there, if you ever have green teeth, make sure to go and brush your teeth. Anyways, though, like I said, this one's a quick one, so let's head over to another one with a bunch of mistakes, okay? Next up, we have quite the fan favorite episode. I'm talking about Nature Pants, where SpongeBob goes to live with the jellyfish in the wilderness instead of just being a normal spongy boy. I love this episode. It's a really good, classic, nostalgic banger of an episode, but of course it still has mistakes. To be honest, guys, the older, more nostalgic episodes usually have the most mistakes due to animation not being as like good at that time. Anyways, though, I'm yapping too much. Here's that first mistake.
Buzz.
Okay, so a big part of SpongeBob living in the wilderness is he does something crazy. He gives up his iconic SquarePants. Crazy, right? I know, like what? These are such an important part of your design, SpongeBob, but he wants to be like a homeless sponge, so it makes sense. Now, as you've seen, when SpongeBob stands in front of the Krusty Krab door during that section of the episode, a part of his pants can be seen. But the problem is seconds before this, he's naked, and directly after this, he's naked again. So you can see that for this one shot right here, the animators slipped up. SpongeBob is still supposed to be naked, especially because he's naked before this and after it, but they mistakenly put his square pants on him. So yeah, kind of a funny mistake. Here's one more from this episode.
Mr. Krabs, what do we do?
Here, use this!
Okay, this one is definitely one of the harder mistakes I've ever found. So, in the clips you guys just saw, when the fire extinguisher hits the grill, we can see that the patties are randomly shifted like significantly to the left. Here's a side-by-side of where they were before and then when they're moved. And what's really bad here is if we look closely, there's one that is literally floating mid-air in front of the cabinet right here. This is corrected in the next scene right before the grill bursts into flames, but dude, that is a floating Krabby Patty. It must must be haunted by the Flying Dutchman or something. That or the animators made a little oopsies. I think that's what happened, huh guys? Well, we've got more oopsies. Never let me say that again, but we've got more oopsies to expose. So let's keep it moving and head over to another episode. Next up, we have like season 9's most underrated episode in my opinion, and that's Tutor Sauce. This is like a really good episode. Usually in modern era SpongeBob, it's very hit or miss, and even the good episodes still have some issues, but this one is a really good episode, 10 out of 10. Because of that, I actually feel kind of bad because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Oh, broken wall.
Did you guys catch it? This is a pretty common mistake throughout SpongeBob, all right? But when the patties are burning and we can see inside the Krusty Krab, look, the galley grub and order here signs are missing. If we take a look at any other shot of the Krusty Krab, the inside of it, there's always the galley grub menu right here, which has all of the items available for order, for example, like a Krabby Patty, as well as the order here sign, this green sign right here. But yeah, in that one shot, the animators just did not draw them. So pretty much like a bad mistake if you really think about it. They should be right here, but they're not. I'll forgive you though, it's not that big of a deal. And here's another mistake from the same episode that's actually pretty similar.
Gear.
You missed one.
Did you guys catch this one? Well, when Squidward says, "Ya missed one," if we take a look at the galley grub menu itself, galley is misspelt. It's normally spelt as G-A-L-L-E-Y, as you can see here. Here's an example from another episode where they got it right. But in this episode, in this one scene, it's spelt as G-A-L-L-Y grub. So yeah. Aside from these two mistakes though, I will say this episode's really good, so go give it a watch after you're done watching this video. Especially because we've got more mistakes coming up. Let's head over to our next episode, and this episode has 3 mistakes in one episode.
Disqualified!
You left some bitter tears on the nightstand.
We're heading over to season 7 for this next episode, Cracked Crabs, and this episode is very mixed. I don't think anyone would say that it's like an amazing episode, but it also isn't the worst episode ever, but whatever, we're here for mistakes. Let's see if you guys can comment this mistake before I come back in and break it down. I know you guys can do it without my help. Roll that clip, let's do it.
Win. Put it there, SpongeBob, me boy.
Sure. Oop.
Okay, so this one's closer to the ending of the episode in the clips you guys just saw, where Mr. Krabs snaps SpongeBob's hand off. Now, when this happens, if we look very closely, Mr. Krabs' feet are blue. Here's a random PNG of Mr. Krabs. I don't even need to show you guys this, but he has red feet. Look at those red peg leg feet right there. They're not blue. So I have no idea why they're blue in this scene here. The only thing I could think of is Mr. Krabs' pants are blue, so it might have been like a coloring mix-up where they colored his feet the same color as his pants. But yeah, definitely a mistake, and here's another one from Cracked Crabs.
See you next year!
So this one actually takes place close to the last scene we just covered, so I will make this part quick. But SpongeBob's teeth turn yellow just as that trophy is yanked from Mr. Krabs' hand. I don't think I need to tell you that that's not supposed to happen. SpongeBob, go brush your teeth. To be fair, yellow teeth is like a very common mistake in SpongeBob, but no matter how common it is still a mistake. SpongeBob's teeth are not supposed to be yellow. Anyways though, one more from Cracked Crabs, and then let's do another random mistake.
Gene Krabs! In Sign of the Times!
Oh! Okay, so a lot of you will probably already know this, but when it comes to the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket, canonically, they are directly across from one another. We've seen this in so many episodes before. Here are some examples of it. Here's one. Here's even another example. You can see they're across the street from one another. And here's yet another example, like they are across the street from one another, okay? Remember this. As in Mr. Krabs' video in Cracked Crabs, look, the pathway to the Chum Bucket is missing. I mean, they got the chum bucket right, which is good, but I'm doing a side-by-side, and this path right here is missing right here in Cracked Crabs, making for honestly like a really weird mistake. But guys, do you know what time it is? It's time for another random mistake, where you guys know what we're gonna do. I'm not gonna repeat myself. Let's talk about mistakes in another cartoon quickly, and then we'll head back over to SpongeBob. More SpongeBob mistakes are coming. For the record, I know a lot of you guys like random mistake, but I always say that to remind the SpongeBob fans that something is coming. I know a lot of you guys enjoy it. So anyways, we're gonna do Gravity Falls again. I know how badly you guys wanted Gravity Falls for so long, so let's do it again. We're gonna do the episode Carpet DM. I totally mispronounced that. But anyways, this character right here is Candy, and you need to pay attention to her in this next scene, more specifically what she's holding. All right, let's catch this mistake together. Roll that footage.
So how much do you like boys?
So much!
Boys make me think about kissing.
Candy! Oh my gosh!
Oh!
Random, but it is so cool that we get to cover like random mistakes like this now, guys. Like, it's so much fun for me. Like, I'm gonna continue on with the video. I'm at home right now. I'm like out of character Corey right now. I'm not cartoon Corey. And I really appreciate you guys supporting the random mistakes. It makes this so much fun. But anyways, back to cartoon Corey. So as you guys just saw, the pillow that Grenda throws at Candy at the first slumber party is pink, okay? Remember this, it's pink. Before she picks it up, it's pink. As eventually, when she does pick it up, that exact same pillow randomly turns green. Because we literally see Grenda throw it at Candy, we know it's the same pillow. I know some of you might be thinking like maybe it's a different pillow, but no, it's the same pillow. And I've got another mistake from this episode. Roll the footage.
No, you should! Give it to Mabel! You big jerk!
What did you say to me?
I said, shut up, old man!
Okay, so this dude right here is Stan, okay? I say it like this for people who haven't seen the show before, but remember, this is Stan. Now, eventually, he says the line, "What did you say to me?" And if we watch closely, as he says this, his entire mouth just disappears for a split second. It comes back after like half of a second, but it's still missing during this scene, dude, and it's so weird. Like, look at this dude without a mouth. Definitely a bit of an animation glitch. It's not like they forgot to draw his mouth, but anyways, back to SpongeBob.
Litter really bug me.
Litter! Aha!
See, I told ya, we're back to SpongeBob, and the episode is Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful, which is all about Squidward needing to do exactly that. He needs to keep Bikini Bottom beautiful. Okay, so I've got one spicy mistake in Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful. Roll the footage. Okay, so as you guys just seen, Squidward is in bed, okay? And you can see that he's wearing this pink nightcap right here. Remember this, okay? He's wearing his pajamas, his jams. Now, there's a brief shot where Squidward opens his eyes after smelling his trash blanket. That thing looks disgusting. When this happens though, we can see that his pink nightcap is missing, despite the fact that he was wearing it seconds before, and the fact that he's wearing it after this. So he's wearing the nightcap, then seconds later he isn't, and then seconds later he's wearing it again? I guess he could have taken it off, but I mean, come on guys, this is definitely a mistake. And if you want more mistakes like this, click this video right here, dude, where I talk about a bunch more SpongeBob mistakes that you do not want to miss. Like, let's keep this party going. Let's go watch this video together. Click it, click it, click it, click it. I love you guys. I say it every video, but seriously, I love you guys so much. Make sure to comment SpongeBob episodes you want me to cover in the future down below, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? Peace.
Plan your own party, kid. Hey, Lou, how much?
For the Plan Your Own Party kit? Oh, we're having a special on those. They're free, but you have to leave right now.
We're gonna party for this first one because it's the episode Party Pooper Pants, where SpongeBob holds this whole party and is just such a control freak, but we're not here for all that. We're here for mistakes. So here's the first one.
Good question, Gary, but not to worry. The Plan Your Own Party kit warns that unsupervised parties can lead to disaster. That's why I've taken the liberty of devising a schedule. 8 o'clock to 8:05. Guests arrive. 8:05 to 8:15. Opening remarks and general discussion.
Yeah, this one cracked me up a little. It's very easy to miss, but when SpongeBob is reading his schedule, if we look over at Gary, he is missing like the red swirl groove that's normally on his shell. Normally his shell looks like this, but in this one shot, it's just missing, which is kinda lazy on the animator's end. With that said, here's mistake number 2.
Thanks again, SpongeBob. See ya!
This one's like a weird one, and I'm a complete like nerd who needs to touch grass for even noticing this in a kid's cartoon. But at the end of the episode, when Patrick closes the door, if we look at the door handle, right, this thing right here, it's the same color as the door. Now you're probably asking why this matters, but remember this, okay? The door handle is the same color as the door. As in the very next scene, literally like seconds later, look, the door handle has now randomly changed to like a golden one. Like, what? Originally, it was the same color as the door, as you can see here, but then in this next shot, it's gold. Yeah, a mistake. And like I said, it's a weird one, guys, but here's mistake number 3 from Party Pooper Pants. This one has always made me laugh.
How interesting. Nice try, Plankton. Alright, let's give this another try.
Okay, so if you're not like a hardcore SpongeBob fan, you probably did not catch this mistake at first, so don't worry, I'll break it down, I'll explain. Normally, if we look at any other shot of SpongeBob's living room, SpongeBob's couch looks like this. It's green with some blue, okay? Remember this. But in this one shot of Party Pooper Pants, look, SpongeBob's couch is like red, randomly. This has never happened after this and never happened before this, so it's actually like a really bad error because of that. I personally think it looks cooler red though, just saying. But anyways, I've got one more mistake from this episode, and then we're gonna head over to some more spicy episodes of SpongeBob.
Okay, Gary, get ready. It's almost 8 o'clock. Here they come. Don't worry too much. Gary, it's only 10 seconds past 8 o'clock.
Okay, so a big part of this episode is SpongeBob is holding this party, and everybody is supposed to arrive for the party by 8 p.m. Now, at one point, SpongeBob says that it is 8 p.m., but he also checks his watch, and if you look at his watch says that it's 3 p.m., despite the fact that SpongeBob has literally already established that it's 8 p.m. So either the animators made a mistake here, or SpongeBob needs a new watch, dude. Like, that thing is broken, my guy. All right, guys, let's head over to another episode and stay tuned as the mistakes are going to get crazier as we go.
There you go, buy yourself something pretty.
Hey, this isn't money.
No, it's even better. This is what Mr. Krabs pays me with.
This next one is another quick one. It's from the episode One Course Meal, and here's a little hint. I'm gonna roll the clips with the mistake. It has to do with plankton, so pay attention to your favorite little green evil dude, okay? Roll the footage.
Enjoy, Eugene!
Did you guys catch it? It's very easy to miss, and it takes place when he's gliding, as if we pause at the right frame, for example, right here. Yeah, Plankton's teeth turn green for a frame, which is not supposed to happen. That's not a thing. Plankton has white teeth. Anyways, though, like I said, this one's a quick one, so let's head over to another one with a bunch of mistakes, okay?
Mr. Krabs, what do we do?
Here, use this!
Next up, we have quite the fan favorite episode. I'm talking about Nature Pants, where SpongeBob goes to live with the jellyfish in the wilderness instead of just being a normal spongy boy. I love this episode. It's a really good, classic, nostalgic banger of an episode, but of course it still has mistakes. To be honest, guys, the older, more nostalgic episodes usually have the most mistakes due to animation not being as like good at that time. Anyways, though, I'm yapping too much. Here's that first mistake. Okay, so a big part of SpongeBob living in the wilderness is he does something crazy. He gives up his iconic SquarePants. Crazy, right? I know, like what? These are such an important part of your design, SpongeBob, but he wants to be like a homeless sponge, so it makes sense. Now, as you've seen, when SpongeBob stands in front of the Krusty Krab door during that section of the episode, a part of his pants can be seen. But the problem is seconds before this, he's naked, and directly after this, he's naked again. So you can see that for this one shot right here, the animators slipped up. SpongeBob is still supposed to be naked, especially because he's naked before this and after it, but they mistakenly put his square pants on him. So yeah, kind of a funny mistake. Here's one more from this episode.
Here, use this!
Okay, this one is definitely one of the harder mistakes I've ever found. Anyways, so in the clips you guys just saw, when the fire extinguisher hits the grill, we can see that the patties are randomly shifted like significantly to the left. And what's really bad here is if we look closely, there's one that is literally floating mid-air in front of the cabinet right here. This is corrected in the next scene right before the grill bursts into flames, but dude, that is a floating Krabby Patty. It must be haunted by the Flying Dutchman or something. That or the animators made a little oopsies. I think that's what happened, huh guys? But we've got more oopsies to expose, so let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
Ah! Me eyes! What are you doing, Mr. Squidward? Ah!
I couldn't find the smelling salt, so I just used table salt.
Next up, we have like season 9's most underrated episode in my opinion, and that's Tutor Sauce. This is like a really good episode. Usually in modern era SpongeBob, it's very hit or miss, and even the good episodes still have some issues, but this one is a really good episode, 10 out of 10. Because of that, I actually feel kind of bad because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Oh, broken wall. That's about 15,000. Oh, kitchen fire. Oh, that'll be about $6,000.
Did you guys catch it? This is a pretty common mistake throughout SpongeBob, all right? But when the patties are burning and we can see inside the Krusty Krab, look, the galley grub and order here signs are missing. If we take a look at any other shot of the Krusty Krab, the inside of it, there's always the galley grub menu right here, which has all of the items available for order, for example, like a Krabby Patty, as well as the order here sign, this green sign right here. But yeah, in that one shot, the animators just did not draw them. So pretty much like a bad mistake if you really think about it. They should be right here, but they're not. I'll forgive you though, it's not that big of a deal. And here's another mistake from the same episode that's actually pretty similar.
You missed one.
Did you guys catch this one? Well, when Squidward says, "Ya missed one," if we take a look at the galley grub menu itself, galley is misspelled. It's normally spelled as G-A-L-L-E-Y, as you can see here. Here's an example from another episode where they got it right. But in this episode, in this one scene, it's spelled as G-A-L-L-Y grub. So yeah. Aside from these two mistakes though, I will say this episode's really good, so go give it a watch after you're done watching this video, especially because we've got more mistakes coming up. Let's head over to our next episode, and this episode has 3 mistakes in one episode.
I'm gonna teach you all me cheapskate knowledge, like you were the son I never wanted.
Ooh, can I call you Daddy?
No.
Pa?
No.
Pop?
No.
Papa?
No.
My old man?
No.
Daddykins?
Maybe.
Grampy Joe?
We're heading over to season 7 for this next episode, Cracked Crabs, and this episode is very mixed. I don't think anyone would say that it's like an amazing episode, but it also isn't the worst episode ever, but whatever, we're here for mistakes. Let's see if you guys can comment this mistake before I come back in and break it down. I know you guys can do it without my help. Roll that clip, let's do it.
Put it there, SpongeBob, me boy.
Sure. Oop.
Okay, so this one's closer to the ending of the episode in the clips you guys just saw, where Mr. Krabs snaps SpongeBob's hand off. Now, when this happens, if we look very closely, Mr. Krabs' feet are blue. The only thing I could think of is Mr. Krabs' pants are blue, so it might have been like a coloring mix-up where they colored his feet the same color as his pants. But yeah, definitely a mistake, and here's another one from Cracked Crabs.
See you next year.
So this one actually takes place close to the last scene we just covered, so I will make this part quick. But SpongeBob's teeth turn yellow just as that trophy is yanked from Mr. Krabs' hand. I don't think I need to tell you that that's not supposed to happen. SpongeBob, go brush your teeth. To be fair, yellow teeth is like a very common mistake in SpongeBob, but no matter how common it is still a mistake. SpongeBob's teeth are not supposed to be yellow. Anyways though, one more from Cracked Crabs, and then let's do another random mistake.
Eugene Krabs in Sign of the Times.
Oh. Okay, so a lot of you will probably already know this, but when it comes to the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket, canonically, they are directly across from one another. We've seen this in so many episodes before, okay? Remember this. As in Mr. Krabs' video in Cracked Crabs, look, the pathway to the Chum Bucket is missing, making for honestly like a really weird mistake. But guys, do you know what time it is? It's time for another random mistake. Anyways, we're gonna do Gravity Falls again. We're gonna do the episode Carpet DM. Roll that footage.
Okay, so how much do you like boys?
So much!
Boys make me think about kissing.
Candy! Oh my god!
Oh!
So, as you guys just saw, the pillow that Grenda throws at Candy at the first slumber party is pink, okay? Remember this, it's pink. Before she picks it up, it's pink. As eventually, when she does pick it up, that exact same pillow randomly turns green. Because we literally see Grenda throw it at Candy, we know it's the same pillow. I know some of you might be thinking like maybe it's a different pillow, but no, it's the same pillow. And I've got another mistake from this episode. Roll the footage.
I was gonna give that new room to Mabel.
No, you should! Give it to Mabel! You big jerk!
What did you say to me?
I said, shut up, old man!
Okay, so this dude right here is Stan, okay? I say it like this for people who haven't seen the show before, but remember, this is Stan. Now, eventually, he says the line, "What did you say to me?" And if we watch closely as he says this, his entire mouth just disappears for a split second. It comes back after like half of a second, but it's still missing during this scene, dude, and it's so weird. Like, look at this dude without a mouth. Definitely a bit of an animation glitch. It's not like they forgot to draw his mouth, but anyways, back to SpongeBob. The episode is Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful, which is all about Squidward needing to do exactly that. He needs to keep Bikini Bottom beautiful. Okay, so I've got one spicy mistake in Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful. Roll the footage. Okay, so as you guys just seen, Squidward is in bed, okay? And you can see that he's wearing this pink nightcap right here. Remember this, okay? He's wearing his pajamas, his jams. Now, there's a brief shot where Squidward opens his eyes after smelling his trash blanket. That thing looks disgusting. When this happens though, we can see that his pink nightcap is missing, despite the fact that he was wearing it seconds before, and the fact that he's wearing it after this. So he's wearing the nightcap, then seconds later he isn't, and then seconds later he's wearing it again? I guess he could have taken it off, but I mean, come on guys, this is definitely a mistake.
No more food. Sorry, Gary. Peasants only eat mashed up clamshells.
The episode is Fools in April, and this episode's all about April Fool's Day, just Squidward takes things way too far. You guys already know. What you guys don't know about though are the two mistakes that I'm about to cover. Here's the first one. Okay, so as you guys just seen in those clips, SpongeBob passes through Bubble Bass's rear, alright? And as you can see, this shirt that he has on is white and his shorts are dark blue right here. Remember this, okay? White shirt and dark blue shorts. But here's the thing, when Squidward sees the injury afterwards, his shirt is now like light green and his shorts are purple, so I have no idea how the entire outfit changed in a matter of seconds. This was definitely a continuity error, where at first they gave this outfit, forgot they colored it this way and then colored it this way in the next scene. This episode's really old, so it's not that big of a deal, but believe it or not, there's actually a whole other mistake in this scene right before SpongeBob passes through Bubble Bass's rear. Roll the footage. Yeah, you guys probably caught it, but right before SpongeBob passes through, yeah, his right pores are colored black. That's not supposed to be a thing. Like, SpongeBob, you're not supposed to have black pores, bro. I hope you're okay. Anyways, though, let's head over to another episode with more mistakes. Let's do this.
In a familiar restaurant, in a familiar part of town, a call goes out in frustration. Will you hurry up? A call that would normally be answered by Bikini Bottom's semi-retired champions. If they weren't the ones causing the problem.
I've got another classic episode for you guys. This one is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Part 5. But this one's my favorite, and it unfortunately has 3 mistakes. Here's the first one.
I want an adult-sized Krabby Patty.
Did you hear him say anything about eating dirt?
Need a hand? Super Pal.
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Barnacle Boy says, need a hand, Super Pal, when he kind of like reunites with Mermaid Man at the ending of the episode, his mask, this mask right here, actually changes into the same color as his skin for like 1 frame. It's only for 1 frame. It goes back to normal afterwards, but look at how weird this looks. This is totally a mistake. And there's another one from the same episode. Here's mistake number 2.
Will you hurry up? A call. That would normally be answered by Bikini Bottom's semi-retired champions.
Okay, so this character right here is Incidental 13. He's also known as Medley Fishbowl, though. That's his actual name, all right? But this is the character we need to pay attention to here. As at first, when we see Medley appear in the line inside the Krusty Krab, let's take a look at his eye, more specifically his left one, because it's just literally not attached to his face. I don't think I need to tell you guys that your eyes are supposed to be attached to your face, so yeah, this was a mistake. I have no idea how the animators missed this one, but hey, mistakes happen. And we've got more. This next one is much worse though. Roll the footage.
Who wants to save the world?
I do!
I do!
I do!
I don't.
Oh, yes, you do! No world! Means no money! Now, go save the world, or you're fired!
Did you guys catch it? So, when Mr. Krabs is talking to Squidward and says, no world means no money, I mean, he does have a point. If all of the evil bad guys in SpongeBob take over the world, there probably isn't going to be too many customers at the Krusty Krab. But that doesn't matter. What really matters here is when Mr. Krabs says this, if you look closely, his entire right arm is just gone. I don't even think I need to explain why this is a mistake. You know, people have 2 arms, a right and a left arm. The right one is missing here, and that is a mistake, a pretty bad one too. And we've got more, but really quickly guys, it's time for a random mistake. Let's do Gravity Falls. The episode is called The Deep End, and here's a hint, it has to do with this character right here, his water bottle, okay? Pay attention to that.
I think I am dying.
Water!
Give him CPR!
Mermen don't breathe air.
Then give him reverse CPR, doy!
I hate this. I hate this.
Did you guys catch it? So, when Dipper gives Mermondo reverse CPR, if you pay close attention to that water bottle, it just refills every single time he drinks from it. So even though he's drinking from the water bottle, the water in the bottle doesn't decrease. He just has infinite water, which, I mean, come on, is definitely cartoon logic, but it is also somewhat of a mistake considering how much it happens, guys. Here's one more mistake from this episode because that one was kind of weak. This one's actually really bad though. It's really funny too, and it's also kind of dark. Roll the footage.
All in favor of doing nothing all day, say,
I'm gonna throw this pig out of the house! You called my bluff, pig.
Yeah, so in the beginning, we can see this character right here, Waddles, licking chocolate off of Grunkle Stan's face. Now, I hate to say it, but pigs are not able to eat chocolate. Chocolate is actually very toxic to pigs. It's the same as dogs, as you guys know. If you have a dog, dogs cannot eat chocolate. But anyways, let's get back to SpongeBob.
You have exactly 17 minutes to haul your carcasses off of the future site of the Chum Bucket Mega Bucket.
Do you hear something?
Next up, we have a banger of an episode, like a serious banger from season 1. The episode's Walking Small, and this episode is all about Plankton like pretty much manipulating SpongeBob into being like really mean to other people. But anyways, here's the first mistake from Walking Small. Alright, I'm sure some of you guys caught it, but for those who didn't, as you guys just seen, SpongeBob cleans the sand off of this kid's ice cream. Okay, very nice of him. But here's the problem, like moments later when all of the fish are surrounding Plankton as he's crying, that same kid, right, who had his ice cream cone cleaned, his ice cream cone is just dirty again. Which makes me think that the animators had SpongeBob clean it off and then forgot about this and used the same like animation or art again, which is why this ice cream is dirty again. So kind of a weird mistake. I guess there's the chance like a kid got it dirty again, but I don't know. I think this is a mistake, and here's mistake number 2.
Hot dogs! Hot dogs! Look at that huge line at the hot dog stand.
Let's go home.
Alright, this is another one that's kind of funny. So, as you can see here, there are 6 fish lined up at the snack bar when it's first seen. And we can also see that the vendor gives out 6 hot dogs. But here's the issue. So, when SpongeBob extends his tongue, there's now only 4 kids and only 4 hot dogs. When like literally a second ago, there was 6. And to make things even more messy, when the fish are seen leaving, there are only 5 of them leaving. So it went from 6 to 4 to 5, all in a matter of like 30 seconds. Totally a mistake and kind of a messy one. Again though, this is a really old episode, so I'll give them, you know, some forgiveness. This next episode with 2 more mistakes though, this one is not an old episode, so there's no excuses. Let's take a look at this next one.
Come on, Wormies, giddy up!
Next up, we've got Frozen Face Off, but even a good episode like this has mistakes. Here's the first one.
Don't tell me, Mr. Krabs. You peeled back those tentacles with your bare claws. You single-handedly saved your vessel from certain doom.
Nope. That didn't work. She gulped me and me crew down in one swift swallow.
When Mr. Krabs says, nope, that didn't work, if we look closely, there's like this random orange spacing between his eyes for a frame. Such a weird mistake, and here's mistake number 2 from Frozen Face Off.
I hate to break up story time, but I'd like to not get eaten today.
Yeah, so you might have caught it, but after Sandy says, I'd hate to break up story time, but I'd like to not get eaten today, after she says this and everyone starts running towards the sleigh, if we look very closely, the right side of SpongeBob's white shirt randomly turns red for a frame. And stay tuned, guys, because the mistakes are gonna get worse from here. Let's head over to another episode.
I can't feel my big toe.
So, how'd I do?
The episode is Burst Your Bubble and Roll the Footage.
Thank you! Now this is what I call a muscle car.
This one is really easy to miss. When SpongeBob blows bubbles to the Bikini Bottomites, this building right here completely changes positions. At first, it's right here, as you can see, and there's this distance, it's right here. But when SpongeBob blows the bubbles out, look, the building is completely changed where it is. Like, it's weird, dude. What is going on here? Totally a continuity error. But anyways, guys, you know what time it is? It's time for another random mistake. Let's do Pokemon, and the episode is Bye Bye Psyduck. Here's a little hint. This character right here is called Marina, all right? And it has to do with her outfit, so pay close attention to her. Roll that footage.
But just being cute doesn't mean it's gonna win this battle. Tentacruel Rap Attack! I think I probably forgot to mention that my real specialty is water Pokemon that have characteristics from some other type of Pokemon too.
Okay, so this character right here is Misty, and this is Marina, as I already pointed out, and they're in the middle of a crazy Pokemon battle, all right? And if we look at Marina, we'll notice that she wears these stockings, okay? She wears them throughout the whole episode. Or does she? As if you look at this one scene during the battle, Marina's stockings just completely disappear momentarily, and then they come back. So she's wearing them, then for a couple of shots she's not wearing them, and then they magically reappear again, which is blatantly a mistake by the animators. And we've got more. Here's another mistake from this same episode of Pokemon, and don't worry, we're going back to SpongeBob soon. Don't click off yet.
Erase that rubbery Psyduck of yours, Misty. But now I'll show you how powerful a Psyduck can be if you train it the right way. Hey, why don't we let our Psyduck battle? Our Psyduck?
Okay, this next one is definitely a bit worse than that last one, but it's also kind of similar. So it takes place when the stare down between Misty and Marina takes place. Now, normally Misty's shoes looks like this, and if we zoom in on her shoes, they're like red and white, and they have some like yellow, like lightning graphic on it. It's not even a yellow lightning graphic, they just have yellow lines on it as well. But as you can see, they're not entirely red, right? There's some white in there, right? Well, during that stare down, if you look at Misty's shoes, they are entirely colored red, which is totally a mistake. And let's head back over to SpongeBob.
Do yourself a favor, kiddo. Stand here and you'll be protected.
No. Wait. Okay, thanks.
Next up is the episode Life Insurance, and this one's pretty interesting. So SpongeBob and Patrick get confused, and they think that life insurance, having life insurance, means that you're protected from any danger. So they think that if you have it, then you could go and get hit by a bus, and you just wouldn't feel it. That's what this episode's about, and here are the mistakes. Roll that first one. First things first, we're gonna make this one quick. It's a pretty straightforward mistake. Let's take a look at any PNG of SpongeBob's house, and you'll notice that there's these windows here. But at the very beginning of this episode, Life Insurance, they're completely missing one of these windows. Pretty straightforward mistake, and I'm a total nerd for even catching it, but here's mistake number 2, baby. Take a look at this.
Did you see that? I ran right through a brick wall. I'm hard as nails.
Did you guys catch it? Okay, so when Squidward says, I ran through a brick wall, if we look very closely, one little rock on the CGI road's sand overlaps with Squidward and Patrick. And based on how this shot looks, this shouldn't happen. And yeah, this is not supposed to happen, clearly. It's a mistake. And here's one more from the same episode.
And while you're very clumsy, why not buy 2?
Okay. Squidward, I think you need this more than I. I would like to present you with my life insurance policy. No name here.
Yeah, so this one's funny. As you guys just seen, SpongeBob signs this contract right here, okay? Remember this. As eventually, after Mr. Krabs takes the contract out of Squidward's pocket, if we look, the contract is blank. But as I mentioned, SpongeBob signed it already, and this all happened in a matter of like a couple of scenes. So this is a mistake. Like, that blank contract should still have SpongeBob's signature on it. What definitely happened here is the animators forgot to draw it. And guys, if you want more mistakes like this. Actually, if you want worse mistakes than any of the ones I covered today, click this video right here. We'll go watch it together and laugh at some of the craziest SpongeBob mistakes you've ever seen. So do it, click it, click it, click it. Anyways though, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. First up, we have the episode Bubble Buddy, which any old school SpongeBob fan knows this episode. It's all about SpongeBob getting an imaginary friend made out of bubbles. And this like really cheeses Squidward. Like Squidward loses sleep over this. What a dork. Roll that footage.
My friend's in there.
2 hours is long enough. That's it.
Hey, Bubble Buddy, you're finished.
Alright, so this dude right here, this fishy boy right here is Incidental 40, okay? And you'll notice that he has red lips, alright? Now, normally, characters with lips, their lips don't disappear or go away at all, right? Like, really think about it. The lips on your face right now, they're not gonna, like, just disappear. And this is what's going on with this mistake right here, as when Incidental 40 angrily says, "That's it," as he opens up the door to the restroom, his lips disappear for a few frames. Now, we know this is a mistake because they only disappear for a couple of frames. They do come back, which makes it clear that they were not supposed to disappear. I'll admit this isn't that big of a deal in terms of mistakes, like who cares his lips were missing, but it's still a mistake. And if you want crazier mistakes than this, stay tuned as the mistakes are only going to get worse as we go. So let's head over to another episode. Real quick though, and then I'll shut up, don't worry. Make sure to subscribe as I respond to the comments of all subscribers. So right now, if you simply just click subscribe and leave a comment, I'll respond for sure within the next like 48 hours. So do it. Anyways though, let's head over to that next episode.
But when I shift into maximum overdrive, yeah! I knew I should have gotten the turbo.
Next up, I have a spicy season 3 episode for you guys. Now guys, here's a little secret for you guys, some Cartoon Corey lore. This next episode, Krusty Krab training video, is actually my favorite SpongeBob episode of all time. Like if we did the Cartoon Corey SpongeBob episode tier list, this episode would be like S tier, dude. It'd be at the top. You guys get it, all right? I really like this episode, and even an episode like this that I love, I'm still going to expose some mistakes. There's 2. Here's the first one.
Pants. Let's check in on Squidward again.
Psst, I'm sure you guys caught it. If not though, don't worry, your boy like right here. So weird mistake, and here's another one. Alright, here's mistake number 2 from Krusty Krab training video. You guys might have just caught it in the clips, but if we take a look at the galley grub menu at the very beginning of the episode, if we look right here, we can see that there's an item that's supposed to say Krusty Supreme. It sounds kinda delicious, you know? I wonder if it's like a fries Supreme from Taco Bell. Now I'm really hungry, but anyways, as you can see, it's actually misspelled on the menu, or at least it's like cut off. You can see that Krusty Supreme is supposed to like finish the word, but the E at the ending of Supreme is just cut off. So totally a mistake. Also, there's no price for the Krusty Supreme, which is also kind of weird. If we look at the galley grub menu and like any other episode, like here's an example, it always has prices. So yeah, a few mistakes here in one shot, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got more. Like I said, the mistakes are only gonna get crazier as we go. So let's head over to another episode. I know you guys are really gonna like this episode.
There it is, the finest eating establishment ever established for eating. The Krusty Krab, home of the Krabby Patty.
For this next one, we're going all the way back in time, all right? We're going in our time machine. Like, chill, bro, chill. Anyways, though, as this happens, if you look closely, SpongeBob's collar, the collar to his shirt, randomly changes red. Like, what? I guess they got it mixed up with his tie. His tie is normally red, and maybe the layering got mixed up, resulting in the collar being red. But like, here's a random PNG of SpongeBob. As you can see, his collar is always white. I don't even need to show you this, but totally a mistake. And guess what? I still have one more from this episode. Roll the footage.
But Mr. Krabs...
Three cheers for SpongeBob! Hip hip!
All right, Mr. Krabs...
Hip hip!
All right.
Hip hip!
All right.
This one is really easy to miss. So real quick, here's a PNG of the most greedy boss ever, the greediest crab that has ever lived, Mr. Krabs. And you'll notice that underneath his like blue shirt, or I guess like flannel or something, I don't know what it is, but underneath this, he has this white undershirt right here. I'm pointing at it. Remember this, as throughout this episode, every time Mr. Krabs jumps, when he says hip hip, that white undershirt just completely disappears for a split second. Like I'm circling and arrowing it, as you can see here, but also I'm gonna play the clip in slow motion, and yeah, as you can see, every time it happens, that undershirt just disappears, it goes missing, which is a really weird mistake. Like, I'll forgive them, it's not that big of a deal, and again, I've said it 1,000 times, this was the first episode, but it's still a weird mistake, and we've got more. Not from this episode, though, from this next episode. Let's head over there.
Barnacles, I hate the pill.
Another big favorite of mine when it comes to like old school SpongeBob is the episode Midlife Crustacean. This episode is actually kind of inappropriate in my opinion, as this is a kid show and it's all about Mr. Krabs wanting to do like bad young people stuff. For example, the panty raid, like what? How did kids watch this episode? I don't know, but it's a good episode. Of course though, it does have a mistake, and we're gonna roll the clip right now. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in. And here's a hint, it has to do with this ice cream stand right here. I'm circling it, all right, and zooming in on it. This ice cream stand right here. Roll the footage.
Hey, no cutting! You gotta wait your turn like everybody else.
Next.
Did you guys catch it? If not, don't worry. As always, your internet big brother, Cartoon Corey, he's got you. Like, let's be real, I'm the biggest SpongeBob nerd ever. Now, during the shot of the cemetery, it's very brief, but we see the shot of the line at the cemetery. And you'll notice at the ending of the line, there is no ice cream stand, all right? There's like nothing at the ending of the line. But like seconds later, when Mr. Krabs runs past, there is now magically an ice cream stand and the dude serving the ice cream right there. This is especially funny because these people were lined up for ice cream. So when we first see them lined up, what they're lined up for isn't even there. Like they didn't draw it at all. Like in this shot, the ice cream dude should be right here, but just, yeah, you guys get it. Now, I've got more SpongeBob mistakes coming up, but do you guys know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon. And then don't worry, we go right back to SpongeBob. So don't click off, wait, I'm gonna go back to SpongeBob. I've got more SpongeBob mistakes. Today, we're gonna do Phineas and Ferb. More specifically, the episode Phineas and Ferb Get Busted. Now, this first mistake actually has to do with Ferb, this character right here, his head. So pay close attention to that as we roll this footage, and then, yeah, we'll expose the mistake. Roll the footage.
We call it the Ferris bed. It makes trading off fair, simple, and fun, as well as giving easy access to the top bunk. All at the push of a button. Pretty cool, huh?
Did you guys catch it? It's actually like a really bad mistake. But when Phineas builds the Ferris bed, there's a couple of frames where it literally just goes through Ferb's head. Like, look at this. I'm zooming in. That is rough, dude. And here, I'm even gonna play the clip again in slow motion. Like, look at this. It's playing in slow motion. And yeah, that's not supposed to go through our dude's head. I'd be really upset if I was you, Ferb. Do you know who should really be upset, though? The animators of this episode, as I've got another mistake. Roll the footage.
But dude,
no.
Hey,
no,
Ferb,
no.
Yeah, so this one takes place during the brainwashing scenes I just played for you guys. It's very quick, but if you look closely right here, Phineas's eyes are missing for one frame. They do come back, but look at how weird this is. His eyes are just gone, dude. They just didn't draw his eyes. Okay, one more from Phineas and Ferb, and then we'll get back to SpongeBob. All right, one more, roll the footage.
Look!
So this one's interesting, all right? So when we first see the like robot spider thing, okay, it has 4 legs, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But here's the problem. This is not consistent throughout the episode, as in a later shot, look, he now randomly has 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe he was upgraded, or maybe the animators drew him with 4 and then forgot and drew him with 8. That's definitely what I think happened. But anyways, back to SpongeBob. We're back home, guys. Don't worry, we're back over to SpongeBob. And the episode is Pre-Hibernation week. And this episode is all about Sandy and SpongeBob playing a ton of extreme sports games before Sandy has to hibernate. But here's the thing, Sandy just pushes SpongeBob way too far. I've got 2 mistakes to cover that you do not want to miss, but real quick, here's a compilation of just all of the crazy stuff Sandy puts SpongeBob through, and then we'll get right to those mistakes. Roll the footage. Alright, it's time for mistakes. Like I said, I've got 2 spicy mistakes. Here's the first one, and here's a hint. It has to do with SpongeBob's shoes. Okay, got it? Roll the footage.
Wake up, Slowpoke! We're going fly fishing!
Did you guys catch it? With the hint, this one's pretty obvious, but in one of the shots where SpongeBob is melted, if we look closely, the front part of his shoes are just like cut off. You can tell the shoes are supposed to like be longer, or like the, I don't even know, like the animation, not the animation, but the art of SpongeBob, his shoes, is like incomplete and just randomly cut off, which is absolutely 100% an error. Poor SpongeBob, like not only was he turned into like melted spongy goop, but they even cut off his feet, like my poor guy. Anyways though, one more from Pre-Hibernation week, okay guys? Let's see if you guys can spot this one. Try and comment the error before I come back in. You guys know the drill? Roll that footage. Okay, so this one's weird. If we take a look at a shot of SpongeBob's house from like any episode, like here's one random shot right here, and I'll even do a side-by-side, here's another random shot, all right? Both of them on screen at the same time. And you'll notice that SpongeBob always has these right here, these green steps that are like a path to his house. If we even go back to season 1, he has the steps there. He has like the path. So this is a part of his home. But in the nighttime shot of SpongeBob's house, the animators goofed real bad because they just did not draw the green steps at all. Like the path is there, but the green steps are missing. Here's a side-by-side, and you can see how weird it looks now. Like the green steps should be there, dude. Like what?
What's he doing?
He's just standing there, menacingly!
I've got 2 quick mistakes coming in hot next from the episode Hall Monitor. So many iconic episodes today. Like I'm pretty sure a majority of today's video has been like awesome, iconic episodes. Anyways, we're doing Hall Monitor, and here's a hint, all right? It has to do with these buildings right here. I'm circling them quick. I don't want to give too much away, but these buildings right here, okay? Roll the footage.
Hurry, SpongeBob! I think it's getting dark.
Just put on your siren, I'll be right there.
Now, this mistake is more of a background detail, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like SpongeBob's missing his entire face or something, or like Mr. Krabs missing his entire legs. But it's still a mistake, as pay attention to these buildings right here. At first, they're here, but eventually when Patrick says it's getting dark, these buildings just randomly, like suddenly move slightly to the right. Here's a side-by-side to show you guys, and this is like a really weird mistake. You can see that the background just got moved slightly, but it's still really weird once you catch it. Not as weird as the other mistake from Hall Monitor though. Roll the footage.
Afternoon, son.
Hello, brothers.
Son, we're looking for the maniac.
Okay, so I may have covered this one before in the past, so I apologize if I do. Don't worry, there's still tons of new mistakes coming up. But when the police arrive and ask Patrick about the maniac, we'll notice that Officer John Slugfish, this dude right here, his eyelids are the same color as Officer Rob John's, okay? But here's the problem. When they eventually talk to Patrick again, Officer John's eyelids are randomly colored incorrectly, and they're randomly orange. This dude is like a green fish. You can tell that they got both fish mixed up because this officer, I'm circling him, is orange. So yeah, totally a mistake here. We have the episode Dying for Pie. I mean, come on, what a classic episode. Of course though, even a classic banger episode like Dying for Pie has mistakes. I mean, why would I be talking about it otherwise? That would be kind of pointless. But yeah, there's 3 in this episode, and this first one is going to blow your brain, all right? Roll the footage.
Ridiculous things, because you were supposed to explode!
You want me to explode?
Yes! That's what I've been waiting for!
Yeah, so this one is like really rough and I have no idea how it happened. But in the clips you guys just saw, you hear SpongeBob say, "You want me to explode?" And if we watch closely as SpongeBob says this line, a part of Squidward's head is just cut off. See, I wasn't capping when I said it would blow your brain. It literally blew Squidward's brain off. It cut a piece of his head off. This is 100% an animation mistake. I don't even think I need to break it down for you, so let's head over to mistake number 2. And here's a hint, it has to do with this clock right here, okay? Roll the footage.
Drown in it!
The lad's got until sunset before that bomb hits his lower intestine.
Alright, so this clock right here, okay? Hopefully you guys were paying attention. You might have already caught the mistake, but Cartoon Corey's gonna break it down for you. So when Squidward and Mr. Krabs are in Mr. Krabs' office, we can see that the clock has 15-hour lines, okay? These lines right here each represent an hour, and there's 15 of them. This shouldn't change. There should always be 15 of them for the rest of the episode. But when Squidward remembers Mr. Krabs later on in the episode, that same clock now randomly has 12 lines. Here's a side-by-side and you'll see what I mean. This first clock has 15 while this one has 12, which is a really strange continuity error. I mean, it's not as bad as Squidward missing an entire piece of his head, but it's still pretty bad. And I've got another one. As always, here's a hint. I want you to pay attention to what SpongeBob is checking off on his list.
Actually, I keep a list of the most fun things I like to do. Next!
So I will admit, even with the hint, you kinda need to like watch this episode for this mistake to like hit. So SpongeBob has this list, okay? And one of the things on the list is introduce friend in a salmon suit. Now, we see SpongeBob do this, okay? And SpongeBob checks it off. However, after SpongeBob checks off juggling, he seems to check off introduce friend in a salmon suit again for a second time, which is a complete mistake because this was already done. Hopefully this one makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna move on. But this was definitely a weird mistake here. He shouldn't be checking it off twice. He should only be checking it off once. Anyways, though, crazier mistakes coming up, guys, so stay tuned. Let's head over to another episode.
I must be the opposite of SpongeBob by being...
Squidward.
This next episode is a special one. It's a really good episode. It's Opposite Day. And I mean, the title's pretty self-explanatory. Squidward convinces SpongeBob that it's opposite day. So SpongeBob does what he would normally do, but the opposite of it. And this ends up backfiring on Squidward, but enough of all that. We're here for mistakes, not a plot summary. So here's the first one. And I will say, this is probably one of the worst mistakes I've ever covered in the history of this channel. Roll the footage.
The opposite day, Squidward! We hate you!
Let me show.
So after the realtor leaves, Squidward lays on the ground in shame. Now, in the close-up of his face, we can see that SpongeBob has his belt around his waist. But the problem is seconds before this, he had it wrapped around his head. So how it went from his head to his waist in a matter of seconds is kind of weird. What most likely happened here is the gag is that it's around SpongeBob's face, but they forgot about it in this one close-up shot and put it on his waist, not his face. It's a weird one, guys, and we've got more weird mistakes coming up, but first, how about we do a random mistake, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a mistake in a random cartoon, and then we go right back to SpongeBob. So don't click off, SpongeBob is coming right back, okay? But for a moment, let's talk about mistakes in The Loud House. More specifically, the episode No Place Like Homeschool, okay? This is gonna be interesting. Here's a hint, this character right here is Lynn, okay? Roll the footage.
Big Ben. Homeschool, homeschool, homeschool. All the way on page 2? Well, of course we
didn't.
Did you guys catch it? So, after Lola's siblings hear how homeschool works, the lower part of Lynn's hair is just randomly missing. It could be due to the angle, but look at this side by side. Normally, Lynn has hair right here, but it's missing right here in this shot, which, I mean, come on, is a mistake. And it's time for SpongeBob again. Let's go see that yellow boy. Let's go see that yellow sponge and talk about more mistakes in SpongeBob. I've said this before, but SpongeBob season 4 is very underrated. You know, it's when Steven Hillenburg like kind of left the series, so some episodes are a little meh, but there's also really good episodes. And the episode New Leaf, in my opinion, is one of those episodes where Plankton pretends to turn a new leaf and not be evil anymore. Take a look at some of these scenes showing the episode's plot, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
I guess I won.
You know, it's funny because Mr. Krabs could tell that Plankton was capping. He just knew. Anyways, though, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
I got it. I got it.
I never give you the formula.
So as you guys just seen, at one point, Plankton opens this gotcha letter from Mr. Krabs, all right? Mr. Krabs pranked him, and then Mr. Krabs bursts through the door of the chum bucket. Now, the problem here is that the door is randomly transparent with like rectangular knobs, when in every other shot of this episode, it's red with round windows. So I highly doubt that Plankton did some like interior designing to his restaurant in the middle of an episode. You can see that the animators first drew his doors like this, red with round windows, and then they drew it like this, transparent with rectangular knobs. I'm doing a side-by-side right here, totally a mistake. And here's another one from New Leaf.
This is it! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Yeah!
This one happens really quick, but near the ending when Plankton gets the formula and laughs like a crazy person, his mouth actually just disappears for a frame. Like, look at this mouthless Plankton right here. My dude is just missing his mouth because the animators didn't draw it for a frame. But hey, it's fine. SpongeBob's a 2D animated show, and 2D animation is really hard, guys. You know what's also really hard though? Finding SpongeBob mistakes, and I've got more. And dude, some of these are really gonna blow your brain, so let's keep it rolling. Next up, we have a really dark episode in my opinion, the episode Jellyfish Hunter. This one is all about SpongeBob using jelly from like jellyfish as a condiment. But here's the problem. Once Mr. Krabs sees how profitable the condiment can be, he takes things way too far and starts doing this to jellyfish. Like, I'm gonna roll the clip and then we'll get to the mistakes. But this dude is crazy. Yeah, Mr. Krabs is a psychopath, but so am I guess, because I spent hours finding these SpongeBob mistakes, so let's expose them. Here's the first one.
Whoa, Jelly! Hey, old no name, what's happening?
This one you need like an eagle's eye to catch it. So when SpongeBob sees that No Name is in his house, the bottom of the top bun of the Krabby Patty just repeatedly changes colors during some frames. Like, I'm showing it in slow motion here, and you should be able to catch it. Like, you can see it's just randomly, repeatedly changing colors. But here's also a side-by-side to show how different the colors actually are. It's a subtle difference, but I mean, of course this should not be happening. This is definitely some sort of animation glitch. And that's not it for Jellyfish Hunter. Here's mistake number 2. This one's very interesting.
More! 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 More!
Now, this is another one that's insanely easy to miss. It's a continuity error. So as you can see, SpongeBob and his 5 clones are all wearing Krusty Krab hats. Now, the problem is for one random scene, their hats just disappear before coming back in the very next scene. So they're all wearing the hat, and then for this one shot, the hat just disappears because the animators forgot to draw it. And then the hats just reappear afterwards. So like, what's going on here? That's a continuity error. Maybe they took their hats off just for this one part, but I doubt it. This was probably an error. And that's not it. Still one more from Jellyfish Hunter. Roll that footage.
More! 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 More!
So this one, I'll give them a bit of a pass as it happens while More Krabs is still fading in. But when More Krabs is fading in and appears for the first time, his mouth, which should be right here, is absent for like a split second. It's just not there. Once he fully fades in, it is there, but as he's fading in, it's missing. How I noticed this, I don't know, but I'm crazy. We're gonna do a really good episode. No free rides. And this episode is all about Mrs. Puff just not wanting to deal with SpongeBob's nonsense anymore and passing him despite the fact that he's not ready to drive. Now, there are a ton of mistakes in this episode, but we're gonna focus on one that's like really, really funny. So, roll the footage. Let's take a look.
Not even if you were... Oh! Mrs. Puff?
Alright, so as you guys just saw, SpongeBob rips off the ski mask to reveal that the culprit is Mrs. Puff, leaving a little bit of the ski mask wrapped around her neck. It's also important to note that Mrs. Puff is in this attire right here. She's not dressed in her regular clothing, right? Well, here's the problem, as in the very next scene, like a couple of seconds later, not only is the bottom part of the ski mask that was literally just on her missing. To be fair, this part is okay, this is cartoon logic, but what's really bad is that Mrs. Puff is now randomly seen wearing her normal clothes. I have no idea how she changed her clothing in a matter of seconds from this outfit to this outfit. It's definitely some cartoon logic, but I'd say it's kind of stupid here. It definitely looks like an error. And guys, if you want more errors, ones that are way worse than this, like this is nothing compared to the mistakes in this video right here, click this video, where I talk about more SpongeBob mistakes that are going to blow your brain, dude. And I'm not just saying that. So do it, click it, click it, click it, and I'll see you guys over there, okay? Also, remember to comment what you want me to do for random mistake next time. Like, comment it right now, all right? I love you. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Have you finished those errands? Have you finished those errands? Have you finished those errands?
Let's talk about a season 2 episode. How about Squid's Day Off? Let's get right into it. Here's the first mistake.
Okay, Mr. Krabs. Get plenty of rest, and if things don't seem right, come back.
Thanks, Doc.
Did you guys catch it? No? Well, here's a little hint, all right? It has to do with the sign on the hospital, all right? I'm zooming in. Did you guys catch it yet? Yeah, they completely misspelled emergency, with them spelling it as E-N-E-E-R-E-N-C-Y. This is a really, really bad mistake. It's not like they got one letter wrong. Like, they completely butchered the spelling of the entire word, but I can actually tell you guys why. Back during this season, SpongeBob episodes were animated in Korea by Rough Draft Korea. So it was probably a language situation where whoever like did the animation here didn't know how to spell the word in English. Mistakes happen. Anyways though, here's mistake number 2.
I caught you now!
You need the eyes of an eagle to catch this one. But when Squidward eventually makes it to the Krusty Krab for the final time, the road and sand outside switch colors just as he barges through the door. I'm showing it right here to make it clear it only happens right as he goes through the door. Before this, it looks like this, which is how it's supposed to look. But I'm showing it in slow motion, and yeah, that's the wrong color. 3 mistakes in 1 episode. That's pretty bad, man. And we've got more, guys. Let's head over to our next episode. And stay tuned, guys, because I'm saving the spiciest mistake for the ending of the video. We've got some cool ones on the way and random mistake of the day. So yeah, let's keep it moving.
Hey, Squidward, wanna play?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Dude, who remembers Bubble Buddy? I loved this episode as a kid. Dude is such an iconic character, Bubble Buddy. Fun fact, he actually reappears in later seasons, just saying. But we're not here for Easter eggs. We have videos on that, by the way. We're here for mistakes. And Bubble Buddy from season 2 has a couple mistakes. So roll the footage.
Oh no, Squidward, wait! There's cheese on these patties!
And?
Bubble Buddy's lactose intolerant. He can't eat cheese.
Yeah, so this first one is just like, I don't know how we even caught it, but in the clips you guys just saw when SpongeBob tells Squidward that Bubble Buddy is lactose intolerant, part of his like top right corner detaches from his body. And this one's just like a really weird mistake. It's a nitpick, who cares? No one would ever notice this while watching the episode, but it is a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode.
Bubble Buddy says it tastes funny. What do you think?
Mr. Krabs!
It's time to end it!
No, I won't let you! Here we go! You'll never catch us now!
So this one's interesting. Let's take a look at Squidward over here. We'll look at this footage from the episode Culture Shock, and you'll notice Squidward has 6 limbs, all right? He has 4 legs and 2 arms. And this is canonical, all right? It's been like this since the beginning of SpongeBob lore. But in this episode, when SpongeBob inflates Bubble Buddy to escape the angry crowd that want to kill Bubble Buddy, look, Squidward is just randomly drawn with a 5th leg. When, as I just mentioned, like, he's supposed to have 4 legs, so they just randomly drew an extra one, and that is a mistake. I'm sure Squidward isn't complaining. Having an extra limb is probably very nice, but I don't know how Nickelodeon feels about that one.
Can I have the secret formula?
No!
Okay.
But he was persistent.
Pretty please?
We've been doing a lot of season 2 and 3 episodes in this video, so let's just keep it going. Here's another one, Plankton's Army. Some season 3 goodness. I love this episode. Let's get into the first mistake. All right, let's do it.
Today is the 25th anniversary of the first time me archenemy Plankton ever tried to steal me secret Krabby Patty formula. Welcome to the Krusty Krab, sir. May I help you?
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Mr. Krabs says today is the 25th anniversary of the first time Plankton's ever tried to finesse him, he doesn't say that exactly, but you get the idea. The door to Mr. Krabs' office can be seen. It's shown right here, all right? And this is accurate. Mr. Krabs has always had his office door right here. However, though, when this robot shows up, the door is just magically gone. Like, it's just not drawn in this one shot right here, which is really weird and lazy. But to make things funny, when Mr. Krabs and Squidward eventually walk outside, look, the door is back. So it was there, then it's gone, and then it's back again. Hey, mistakes happen. At least we can get a laugh out of it, right, guys? Well, we're definitely gonna get a laugh out of this next episode's mistakes because boy, oh boy, is it rough. Let's keep it rolling.
Ew! Why am I wearing this color of shame?
I think it looks good on you.
Some of my favorite SpongeBob episodes, like my top 10 favorite episodes, are these specials. They're way different than regular episodes because they're longer and they usually have like way more plot. But of course, just like regular episodes, they also have mistakes. And the episode Swamp Mates is no exception. I'm breaking that season 2 and 3 streak right now. This is a more modern episode of SpongeBob. But hey, season 12 is still good. But anyways, this episode Swamp Mates has a mistake. Roll the footage.
The escape! If only I had something large and buoyant!
You guys may have caught it, but when Bubble Bass says our only escape, look, his eyes are the same color as his glasses. Normally, Bubble Bass has like regularly white eyes, and even when he's wearing his glasses, when you look through them, his eyes are still white. But yeah, in this one shot, it's just all the same color, and it's not that big of a deal, but it looks really weird. Don't worry though, guys, the mistakes coming up are a lot worse than this one. So, let's keep it moving.
SpongeBob is the only guy I know that can have fun with a jellyfish for 12 hours!
All right, we're heading back over to season 2 and 3, which makes me a very, very happy boy. You guys know I love those seasons. The episode is Jellyfish Jam, and I love this episode. Here's the first mistake, guys. Roll that clip.
Hey, take it easy. Ow, no, stay, I'll talk to him. Squidward, would it be possible to play your clarinet a little better?
So as you guys know, SpongeBob's living room is on the bottom floor of his house. All right, we know this. This is just a fact. Now, in this episode, in the clips you guys just saw, we have that moment where Squidward is playing his clarinet. It's not so good, and SpongeBob tells him to play his clarinet better. Savage. SpongeBob, you are a savage. Now, as you can see, SpongeBob is in his living room, but when he pokes his head out to talk to Squidward, he appears to be in a window that belongs to the second floor. But then when he goes out of the window, he's back in his living room again, which should be on the first floor. So this is totally a mistake here. How did SpongeBob go all the way up here if he was in his living room? That's not where his living room is. Up there is where his bedroom is. I'm definitely overthinking this. This is like a typical case of cartoon logic. It is a cartoon after all, but still technically a mistake. And don't worry, guys. This next one from the same episode is a lot worse.
We'll just keep you right here. Quit worrying, Gary. He'll be just fine. Good night, everybody.
This one is very, very, very weird, and I can't blame the animators, to be honest with you. So, in the clips you guys just saw, SpongeBob and Gary go to sleep after partying all night with the jellyfish. Like, they were turning up. Like, I personally want to party with some jellyfish after this. Like, they know how to put on a party. But anyways, SpongeBob and Gary go to sleep, all right? And if we look at SpongeBob's bed, his green bathrobe is just hanging from one side of his bed. But the problem is there is no hook on SpongeBob's bed. We've seen SpongeBob's bed in many other episodes, and the bamboo parts of his bed frame never have a hook on them. It's like his green bathrobe is just like standing magically beside his bed. It shouldn't be hanging there because there's no hook. Like I said, it's a weird one, but it is 100% a mistake. And I mean, come on, you guys know exactly what I'm going to say. I end every section like this. There's more. Let's head over to another episode and cover more mistakes. And I wasn't lying about saving the worst for the end.
We're gonna make this kid honorary town rookie of the day.
For he's a jolly good rookie. For he's a jolly good rookie.
F is for friends that do stuff together. U is for you and me. I love this episode. Fun. I can't believe I just sung for you guys, but such a good episode. Before we get into it though, here are some fun clips from this episode. It's a really good episode. And then we're getting right to the mistakes. And guys, trust me, there are really bad mistakes in this episode. Okay, it's time for mistakes. It's what you guys clicked on the video for after all. There are a bunch in this episode, but we're gonna focus on one because it's really, 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 really bad. Roll the footage.
How can you not see it?
Okay, I see it. It's a Krabby Patty, okay?
So as you guys saw at the very end of the episode, Plankton's plan is exposed, all right? Now, in the clip where he reveals that he took the Krabby Patty, if we look at his bottom legs, all right, and you'll notice that Plankton's legs just keep on disappearing and reappearing. It's really weird. Now, this right here is an animation glitch. This is like a bad one where you can tell during like the rendering process, something messed up, dude, because his legs just keep on flickering in and out and it just looks very, very strange.
Behold, SpongeBob! Before laughter, there was the pre-hysterical period.
Okay, we're heading back over to season 12. The episode is in security guards, and pretty much SpongeBob and Patrick volunteer as guards at the museum. And I will say they're not the best at it. Here's a little compilation of them just not being the best guards at a museum. And then we're gonna get right into the mistakes.
Will those kids be okay in there?
Oh, sure. Mummy loves kids. I think this is yours. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely not hiring SpongeBob or Patrick if I need a guard. I also don't know if I'm gonna hire the animators of this episode because they made a massive mistake. Roll the clip.
Why won't you work?
You guys may have caught it, but throughout this episode, SpongeBob and Patrick wear this. What's really important here is Patrick. Look at him in his fresh little security guard outfit, my boy. Now, throughout this whole episode, this is what Patrick is wearing while at the museum, all right? Especially during this scene, just before they get swallowed and spit out by a woolly mollusk. Now, if you look closely, when they first arrive at the woolly mollusk, they're wearing their security guard outfits, then they get put in his mouth and spit out. But when they're spit out, look, Patrick is randomly back in his regular clothes. And then when they land, he's back in his security guard outfit. So you can see the animators made a mistake. During the animation of them being spit out of the woolly mollusk, they forgot to draw Patrick in his security guard outfit, making for a really bad mistake. It's pretty interesting, but you know what's also interesting? The random mistake of the day. That's right, it's time for the random mistake of the day, where we talk about a random cartoon suggested by you guys and talk about mistakes in that cartoon, and then we'll go right back to SpongeBob. Today we're gonna do another Nickelodeon classic, Hey Arnold. And to all of our younger viewers, don't worry, we're gonna go back to SpongeBob, but this was a massive Nickelodeon Nicktoon show, and the mistake itself is like really, really bad. It's worse than any of the SpongeBob mistakes we covered today. The episode is Eugene's bike, and let's see if you guys can spot it. And here's a hint, it has to do with this character right here named Stinky. And roll the clip.
Okay, but you don't know what you're missing. Look, you guys! I get a new scab! If you squint real hard, it looks like Texas.
That's nice, Sheena.
It happens right at the beginning of the episode, but when we see Stinky standing with Joey in park, look, for about a couple of frames, his entire right hand is just missing. Like, these dudes just did not draw his hand at all. Like, I'm zooming in, no hand there. And again, it isn't for like a couple of seconds, like it's like this for a while. So yeah, massive mistake, and let's get back to SpongeBob.
I was a wimp before Anchor Arms. Now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me. So order now, wimps!
Yeah, this episode is iconic. I'm talking about Muscle Bob Buff Pants. You guys know Cartoon Corey loves season 1, that Steven Hillenburg era. Here's the thing though, guys, even an episode as good as this one has a mistake. Roll the footage.
SpongeBob?
Ahoy, Mr. Krabs!
Mother of pearl!
This one's pretty straightforward. Hopefully you guys caught it. If not though, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. But while Mr. Krabs is sweeping in front of the Krusty Krab, our boy has a coloring error, as look at his sleeve, it's red. Normally Mr. Krabs looks like this and his sleeves are white, as you guys know. So this right here is totally a mistake. Like, Mr. Krabs, what's going on, man? Okay, to be fair, I'm zooming in and as you can see, only half of it's actually red. The other half is the color it's supposed to be, but this is still an error. And we've got more. Here's another one from Muscle Bob Buff Pants.
Your secret workout? What is it?
Now this one isn't as simple as that last one, so you guys need to listen very closely, but when SpongeBob reveals his secret workout to the others, we can see Larry the Lobster and Incidental 24 right here, and behind them is Incidental 24Q. Remember this, okay? It's the three of them with Incidental 24Q behind them. Like seconds later, guys, in the same scene, Incidental 24Q gets replaced by a completely different other background fish being Incidental 24B. Now this on its own is a mistake because it happens in a matter of seconds. The fish behind them wouldn't transform into an entirely different fish. But there's another mistake here, as take a look at Incidental 24B's actual design. Look at this PNG of him. He's this color, all right? He looks like this. But in this episode, when he randomly replaces Incidental 24Q, he's colored incorrectly. As a matter of fact, he's colored the same color palette as Incidental 24Q. So just wow. Man, 2 mistakes in one scene, crazy. But let's head over to another episode of SpongeBob, guys, with even more wild mistakes.
Buzz, 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 buzz.
He took off his pants.
I'll give him a week.
I'll give him 11 minutes.
Nature Pants is a really good episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob decides to live with the jellyfish. Like, he literally moves out of his pineapple home and lives in jellyfish fields. Our man becomes homeless by choice. Now I've got 2 mistakes for you guys in this episode, and they're really, really bad. Like I said, I saved the worst for the end. Here's the first one, and guys, I want to see if you can spot it before I reveal it. So comment it if you figure it out before I reveal the actual mistake. All right, here's the clip.
Welcome home, SpongeBob!
It's at the ending of the episode, but when SpongeBob finally comes home and they're celebrating for about 1 frame, Patrick is missing his whole mouth. Like, how do you forget to draw somebody's mouth? Especially a hungry boy like Patrick who's always eating. Like, give that boy his mouth back. Just a really bad mistake, guys. And here's mistake number 2 from the same episode.
Here, Patrick, have a Krabby Patty. There he is, Patrick. Say you're live.
So let's take a look at Sandy Cheeks over here, all right? And one thing we'll notice is that her neck is brown. It's the same color as like her brown fur. Like, look at the color of her fur right here. I'm arrowing it. That is the color that her neck always is, as you can see in these images. But when Sandy says, there he is, Patrick, if we look, her neck is actually the same color as her cheeks, which is a major mistake. It's supposed to be the brown color. So obviously, Employee of the Month is up there as one of my favorite episodes. Even an episode like this, though, has mistakes, and let's expose them. Here's the first mistake, guys. Roll that clip. Did you guys catch it? Because this one's really bad. In the shot you guys just saw where Squidward is like brushing his teeth, if we look at him in the mirror, all right, we're looking at the reflection of Squidward in the mirror, we can see that Squidward's nose goes over top of the bubbles. That's how the reflection looks. But if we look at Squidward, like the actual version of Squidward, we can see that the animators messed up because those bubbles are in front of his nose. Remember, in the reflection, the bubbles are behind his nose. So like real life Squidward, the bubbles should also be behind his nose, but they're in front. So really weird mistake right here. I definitely rambled and over-explained it, but you guys get it now. And here's another mistake from the same episode.
Honey.
Okay, so for this one, we need to go back a little bit, all right? We're gonna go to any random episode of SpongeBob and take a look at the doors of the Krusty Krab. And what we'll notice is that the handles to these doors are always like gold or brown, all right? They're always this color right here. Well, in Employee of the Month, when Squidward and SpongeBob barge into the Krusty Krab when they're racing near the ending of the episode, look at the handles of the Krusty Krab doors. They are completely incorrect. They're for some reason like clear and see-through or transparent, when as I already showed you guys, they're supposed to be gold or brown. I'm totally a nerd for even catching it, but yeah, totally a mistake. And stay tuned, guys, because the mistakes are going to get crazier as we go. Let's head over to our next episode.
I won't take my hands off this bike, I promise.
I'm doing it!
I didn't let go!
Next up is the episode Ride Patrick Ride, which is all about Patrick learning how to ride a bike. He isn't very good at it at first, but he eventually gets pretty good. Here's some clips from the episode, really funny.
Hi, Mrs. Puff.
Hello, SpongeBob.
You know, I'm having a little trouble trying to teach Patrick how to ride a bicycle. Have you ever had trouble teaching a student, Mrs. Puff?
You know, of all people, I don't think SpongeBob should have been the one trying to teach Patrick how to ride anything, considering this dude can't even ride a boat. I know he can ride a bike in the episode, but SpongeBob, you're not a very good teacher. Anyways, though, let's get into the first mistake from this episode. This one is very easy to miss, and I'm very proud of myself for finding it. Roll the footage.
In honor of becoming the greatest bicyclist who has ever lived, I present you the key to Bikini Bottom.
So as you can see in this scene, Patrick's bike, the handles, right, have these like ribbons or beamers coming out of it, right? These stringy things coming out. It's red, it's right here, I'm circling it. Remember this, as during this scene where Patrick is getting a key from City Hall due to saving a bunch of people, it's so funny, those ribbons are not on the handles of his bike. And the reason this is really a mistake is seconds later in this same scene, look, he has the ribbons in this scene, the lady with the keys right beside him. But if we rewind for just a couple of seconds, in this shot where it's zoomed out, he doesn't have the ribbons on his handles. I'm so proud of myself for catching this one.
Legend has it that their curiosity got the best of them. And they pulled the plug. The entire ocean rushed into the drain and sucked those two kids right down with it.
The Main Drain is an interesting season 7 episode. I mean, it's not a bad one, it's not a good one at the same time, but it does have 2 mistakes. Take a look at the first one.
Safety!
What in Neptune's bathtub do you think you're doing, lad?
If you caught that one, I'm very proud of you, but take a look at this lever right here beside this freezer. Remember it as it disappears when SpongeBob puts the danger sign on the floor. First it's there, as you can see here, but then when SpongeBob puts this danger sign down, it's just gone. Almost as if the animators forgot to draw it the second time. Pretty weird, but wait until you hear mistake number 2.
Why don't I wait? One sec. Time for a scary story, boys.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Mistake number 2 is just as weird. So, when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, there's this light switch right here on the left side, alright? But when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes his story, the light switch suddenly changes positions. Yeah, very messy scene. It's not that big of a deal, and the mistakes I'm going to be covering later on in this video are much better than this one, but it's still a mistake, guys. Anyways, let's keep it moving.
So, how long are you visiting for? 7, 5, maybe 3 minutes?
We're here to stay, son.
We're heading over to modern SpongeBob with this next one, as it's a season 14 episode, but that ain't gonna stop me from exposing mistakes. I've already found one in this episode. It's not that big of a deal, but I'm sure you guys will be able to catch it. So, roll that clip.
So long, son. Turns out the formula's worth something after all.
Did you guys catch it? Well, this is a classic mistake. The Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket are directly across from each other on this street right here. And then this street breaks off into 2 paths, one path leading to the Krusty Krab and the other path leading to the Chum Bucket, as you can see in the clips I just showed you. Well, in Blood is Thicker Than Grease, at the very end of the episode, we get a shot where we should be able to see the Krusty Krab, but it's just blatantly missing from across the street. Like, how does this happen? The animators just completely forgot to draw the Krusty Krab, making for a minor, but at least very funny mistake. And there's plenty more where that came from, guys.
Well, golly! Randy says the rodeo's come to town!
Championship title? For what?
You got cotton in your ears?
No, it's not cotton. It's actually an old moldy piece of Krabby Patty.
Up next is the season 7 episode, Rodeo Days, an episode where SpongeBob has to save Sandy. But what I'm gonna do is save you guys from watching the episode and just show you the mistakes. Here's the first one.
Sandy! Oh, it's not opening.
Now this one is very hard to catch. You gotta pay close attention, okay? But after SpongeBob says, it's not opening, there is a white spot that flashes for a split second under his right arm. Not that big of a deal, I'll admit, but it's still there and it's still a bit of an animation mistake. A very forgivable one, but hey, it's still a mistake. And guys, there's one more in this episode, but stay tuned as the next episode has a wild mistake.
Did we save Sandy?
No, Patrick, we didn't.
This one is just like really funny, okay? So hear this one out. As we've seen in the episode, SpongeBob and all of these sea creatures are not able to breathe in Texas because they're sea creatures. They need to be in water or they die. I mean, we even see what happens to them in Tea at the Tree Dome with Sandy when SpongeBob and Patrick go in the Tree Dome without helmets. They like almost die. This is a big part of SpongeBob lore or canon, but if you watch the episode Rodeo Days, SpongeBob and all of the sea creatures, despite not being able to breathe in Texas, just continue to live their lives normally as if there's nothing wrong. These guys would die. But anyways, let's head over to another episode, guys. These upcoming mistakes are going to blow your mind.
Yeah, it's me, SpongeBob, fry cook extraordinaire.
Hello.
I know your secret.
What? Who told you?
Oh, a little cashier told me. Follow me.
Yeah, whatever you say, man.
Moron.
I've said this many times before, but SpongeBob Season 6 has a lot of hit or miss episodes, and one of those episodes that's right in the middle, it's just mid, it ain't bad, it ain't good, is Gullible Pants. This episode does have some good in it, especially the dancing scenes of SpongeBob, so take a look at these really funny clips of SpongeBob dancing, and then it's time for some mistakes. Then we're gonna be exposing some mistakes, alright? Here's the funny clips though first.
What the? SpongeBob dancing like a goofball?
And a hey, and a ho, and a hey, and a ho, and a hey ho, ha ho, hey ho, ha ho.
Alright, it's time for the mistakes, guys. Let's do the mistakes.
452, 453, 454.
So, in the opening shot of the Krusty Krab dining area, we can see Incidental 114 right here. And my boy is dressed up in a light blue shirt, looking fresh, Incidental 114. But as the scene progresses, moments later, when Mr. Krabs looks at the dining like a periscope, Incidental 114 has completely changed his drip and is now wearing like a brown-green shirt. There's another one in this episode that's fairly common in SpongeBob, so you guys should easily be able to catch this one. Roll the footage.
Come on, let's go.
You don't want... I miss this.
What's he doing? He's dancing!
This one is a classic SpongeBob mistake. So when SpongeBob stops the customers with his awesome dancing, the chum bucket, which normally is across the street, as you guys can see in this shot, normally the chum bucket is directly across from the Krusty Krab. But in this shot of Gullible Pants, not only is the chum bucket, but also the path to the chum bucket, they're both missing from across the street, which is totally a mistake. It's a common mistake, but it's totally a mistake.
Robot, oh my gosh!
We have one of my favorite season 3 episodes, Crabborg, where SpongeBob convinces Squidward that Mr. Krabs could be a robot. It's a really good episode, but of course, even a good episode like this has mistakes. There's actually 2, and here's the first one.
I guess I'm a little bit jumpy. I keep thinking robots are taking over the world, probably on account of this movie I watched last night where robots take over the world. I even asked Gary if he was a robot. Pretty funny, huh?
Hilarious.
Yo, did you guys catch that? Don't worry, Cartoon Corey's got you covered. Let's expose this mistake. It's very easy to miss, but if you guys look closely during this scene right here and we zoom in on SpongeBob's pant leg, more specifically his left one, the animators messed up as the left line of SpongeBob's left pant leg overlaps onto the tray that SpongeBob is holding. I'm zooming in so you guys can see. I'm circling the line right here. And yeah, that line is for SpongeBob's pant leg, so it shouldn't be overlapping with the tray that he's holding. Like, what? Not a huge deal because I mean, like, how would any normal person catch this mistake? I'm just a massive dork, but yeah. And here's another one from the same episode.
Who's watching the cash register?
Did you guys catch it? Alright, so at one point of this episode, we get this scene where SpongeBob and Squidward fight to get a hold of Mr. Krabs. And we eventually get this shot of the Krusty Krab from the outside, while we hear the turmoil going on inside. The problem is, if we zoom in on the Krusty Krab and look inside, this second shot from the Krusty Krab is just reused, and the fish inside the store are like frozen. I'm gonna play the clip again, and you'll notice that it's just a still image. The fish do not move at all. Yeah, totally a mistake here, and guys, we've got a lot more, so stay tuned. I'm saving the worst mistake for the ending of the video, but the set of mistakes from this next episode are going to blow your brain. Let's keep it moving, gang.
Behold! Revenge Bot Model QT Pie! Yes.
Did you say it was going to eat people?
That's right.
All right, so we're gonna jump over to season 13 for this next one. The episode is Say Aw, and this episode's a little hit or miss for me. It has some good moments, but it also has a mistake, and it's actually a really funny one. Roll the footage, and here's a hint. I'm showing a PNG of him on screen. You guys wanna focus on Incidental 6 right here, more specifically his feet. All right, I'm gonna play the clip with the mistake, and guys, let's see if you can spot it and comment it before I reveal it.
All right, you brain-dead barnacles, drop those patties.
Near the beginning of the episode, if we take a look at Incidental 6 right here, we can see that he's not wearing any shoes. He's just walking around in his bare feet. I hope the dude doesn't step on a Lego or something. That would really hurt. Remember this as it's important, as if we watch this same scene as it progresses, look, Incidental 6 randomly gets a pair of shoes. I'm showing a side-by-side, and I want to remind you, this all happens in a matter of seconds, so like, dude didn't go home and put shoes on. The animators drew him without shoes and then forgot and drew him again with shoes. All in the same scene, so yeah, pretty funny. Not as funny as this next episode's set of mistakes though. Let's keep it rolling, Grapple Gang. Stay tuned, things are gonna get wild.
Patrick, it's me, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob, what are you doing in there?
Patrick, Patrick?
Oh my gosh! SpongeBob's stuck inside this rock!
We're back to the classics with this next one. The episode is Valentine's Day from season 1. And I mean, the episode's from season 1, so it's kind of just automatically a banger. I love this episode. Let's expose some mistakes though. There are 3 in this one episode. Wow. And here's the first one. Roll that clip.
Chocolate.
So this first one's pretty straightforward. As you guys know, in Bikini Bottom, all right, Sandy wears her suit with the helmet on it so that she doesn't die. She can't breathe in water like fish because she's a squirrel and needs air. So the whole point of this helmet right here is to stop water from going in and drowning her. Well, the animators forgot about this for a second, as when Sandy opens her helmet to receive the chocolate bubble, in the clips you guys just saw, no water goes inside her helmet, even though they're literally underwater. So again, I'm being a nerd. This isn't that big of a deal, but still kind of technically a mistake. Like, Sandy should have died. I hate to say it, but like, rip. Anyways though, here's mistake number 2 from Valentine's Day. This one's a lot more interesting. Roll that footage.
Mine! All right, everybody out! This is my carnival! Can't find it here in the carnival because it's on top of Mount Climb Up and Fall Off!
Did you guys catch it? Well, this one's kinda tricky, so don't worry, let me explain. A majority of this episode takes place at the Valentine's Day Carnival, like a big carnival that takes place at Goo Lagoon. Now, at one point of the episode, when we see this sign right here, we can see that Climb Up and Fall Off can be seen by the Valentine's Day Carnival sign right here. It happens more specifically when Patrick mentions it. However, if we rewind a little bit back to when we first see the Valentine's Day Carnival sign right here in this shot, Mount Climb Up and Fall Off is just not visible. It's not there, which is a mistake because, as I already mentioned later on in the episode when Patrick mentions it, we can see the Valentine's Day Carnival sign, but Mount Climb Up and Fall Off is right there. So yeah, a little bit of a continuity error here. And wait, there's more. There's another mistake in this episode, guys. Here's mistake number 3 from Valentine's Day. Roll the footage, please.
Come in, Sandy. Sandy to SpongeBob. I got my ox in a ditch here. Howdy, Patrick.
Hi, Sandy.
Man, 3 mistakes in one episode, that's wild. Hopefully you guys caught it though, and if not, you guys know the drill, I'm gonna expose it. It happens during this scene when Sandy is fighting the chocolate-eating scallops. There are some crazy creatures in Bikini Bottom. Anyways though, in this scene, the balloon's basket seems to be missing, only showing the string attached to it. This is how the balloon normally looks with the basket right here. But yeah, when Sandy's fighting them, it's missing, and we can only see this string right here. Don't worry, the basket does reappear eventually when Sandy arrives at the carnival. But yeah, during that one shot, it's just gone. Yeah. I think we can all agree that Mr. Krabs is a terrible boss. He overworks his employees, he's greedy, he's even a bad dad. But in the episode Company Picnic, he decides to do something nice. Take a look at these clips.
Just watch out because here it comes. Yay! Oh, what now? Too much weeing. What is... Oh, pickle juice! What's going on in here?
Just in time, Mr. Squidward. You're about to go on the greatest company picnic ever!
A company picnic, eh? That gives me an idea. Well, I guess things will pick up once the food gets here.
Right you are! Here's the food! See? You open it with your teeth. There. Isn't that fun? Company picnic? That's not how you spell company picnic. Yes, Plankton.
See, I like this episode because Mr. Krabs actually was trying to do something genuine, but then Plankton comes along and messes everything up. But the animators also made a few mistakes in this episode, not just Mr. Krabs or Plankton. Let's take a look at them.
I'm out of here. You can never have too many. Hey, Squidward!
I've got a plate. It's made of paper. It's a paper plate.
Okay, so at one point of this episode, we get to see these two stuffed walruses, okay? And as you can see, their tusks are yellow, their bodies are orange. Remember this, it's very important. Well, when SpongeBob hears Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and Plankton laughing together, the two stuffed walruses, now their tusks are orange. Originally, they looked like this, they were yellow. Now they're orange, which is a very weird mistake. I'm nitpicking, but like, I don't even know how this mistake happened.